everyone, and welcome to the Wheel and Chill Show.
So funny, I was like super empowered. I don't think I could sleep.
Still follows the same rules, has the same characters and all that stuff,
Yes.
but it just tweaks it a little bit.
You're reading fantasy, and it's so grounded. It's so completely grounded in reality.
Rule clarification, if we both get it wrong, do we get bonus points?
Soldier Simmons, it is my pleasure to now pin you, raising you from the rank of soldier to dedicated.
That didn't happen in the books, but it was awesome.
I nailed it.
I nailed that.
I nailed it. Let me bring you comfort about Egwene. I know you haven't seen her in a month, but let me tell you this story about how badass she is right now.
That fight scene, my boy went through 5 daggers.
Everybody's flower is different. I think we learned that in the books. This is I think for me, top 5 moments ever on screen.
When I read it, I felt empowered. I felt called to action.
One of the best quotes in the whole series is when Gaul says, "Do you like to dance, Perrin Abara?"
The Knights Who Say Chill.
AKA the band of really, really nice good guys.
Let a couple more drip on.
Can you drip your chain everywhere?
I am.
Do you have a chaser should you need it?
Can I have a little bit of mine too?
Oh, no.
Yo, this is good.
Like-
Young people do like this now or something instead of this.
Oh, it's like this.
It's the heart emoji.
Don't jiggle.
It folds. I like the way you wiggle.
You
For
wiggle.
show. We're going to review the entirety of season 1 of the Wheel of Time. The whole thing. Finale of Rings of Power. Welcome to the Wheel and Chill Show! Hello, and welcome to the Wheel and Chill Show. It is incredibly exciting times, as you all probably in the chat know. We've got a Wheel of Time show that's airing every single week, so we get to talk about it every single week, and so far, we have managed to find show-only guests to join us to talk about these episodes. So a lot of the people that I hang out with on the internet, if anybody can be surprised, have read most or all of the Wheel of Time books. And so we talk about the books all the time. And when we see the show, we kind of know what to expect, even though they do surprise us. And so I personally love to hear from people who don't know what to expect. And that is what Meredith is here for today. So welcome, Meredith. Thank you for joining.
Thanks for having me. Excited to be here.
Amazing. So what we always do at the beginning of Wheel and Chill is briefly introduce ourselves, and then we will get right into it. Tonight's episode is about episode 4 of season 2 of the Wheel of Time, titled Daughter of the Night. So, without further ado, why don't we let Tavern introduce himself first?
Hey everybody, Tavern. I do some TikToks. I do a lot of merch on Redbubble and TeePublic, and Zazzle as Tavern. So go get some stuff. There's a few places to get things, and yeah, that's it for me.
Yeah, its merch is amazing. Incredible merch. Never seen better merch. All right, Winespring, why don't you go ahead and go?
That's me. I'm Winespring Cafe. You can find me on X as @Winespring Cafe, and check out all my recipe cards that are focused on food from the Wheel of Time. It's super fun. And I have a hashtag now. Makes it easy to find them. Hashtag What Eats. So definitely check it out. Retweet them for me. That'd be great. And make the recipes and let me know just how much you love them, because they're all good.
Amazing. And I'll go really quick before we kind of like interrogate Meredith slightly about her Wheel of Time experience generally before we get into episode specific chat. So I'm Kritter XD. I do a lot of Wheel of Time content on all of the social media platforms, primarily TikTok. And this is my YouTube channel. If you're not following or subscribed or whatever yet, I recommend you do so, because I'm posting reactions every week, and I've got a mid-season review coming out, if not tomorrow, then definitely Wednesday. So, you know, even though if you tune in here, you probably know how I'm feeling so far about the season, it's going to be very concise, which is always a good thing, you know, because if you could be one thing, you should be efficient. I have an amazing Discord. The link to that is in the description of this video. And I also want to mention right out of the gate that Kitty, also the That's Stevie, by the way. I want to mention right out of the gate that the writers of the WGA and the actors of SAG are still on strike, fighting for their livelihood. These shows and these movies that we love would be nothing without them. So if you have the means and you feel like helping them bridge the gap between paychecks, there are links to donate to their the Entertainment Community Fund and other funds like that in the description of this video as well. So consider doing that, or I think they have hashtags and stuff you can use if you can't support them financially. So that's where we're at. Meredith, hi.
Hello.
So how did you hear about the Wheel of Time?
I heard about the Wheel of Time from my very good friend Kritter. You guys may have met her. I really hadn't heard about it before. I met Kritter, and then she just sold it, really well. I was kind of looking for a fantasy show. I think I had just finished watching The Rings of Power. I don't know if that's
good choice too.
Yeah, so I watched that, and we were like looking for something new, and I was watching Critter's content anyway, despite not having seen or read Wheel of Time, and so it was fun to hop on that train. And I loved the first season. I started listening to the audiobook, but I want to listen to the Rosamund Pike one when that isn't that coming out eventually.
She's done the first 3.
So, she has.
Yeah,
okay.
So you've got if you want to listen to hers, she's got 3 out so far, and those it's no small book, so it'll take a little bit to get through 3 of them.
Yeah, so I might be a no book person now, but one day, probably when the season ends, and I have a lull, want to know what happens next.
Well, you'll have about 3 years between seasons, so yeah.
Oh, stop! They're filming season 3. Come on!
Don't put that on us, Tavern. Don't put that on us. Rejecting that.
Oh, what's up, Jessica? Thank you for sharing the Discord in the chat. My mods are on fire. You're the best. Also, I haven't said this already, but welcome to everybody in the chat. Thank you all for being here. It's so nice to be here during all the show hype. This last episode was an absolute banger. Holy.
Yeah.
So Meredith, you said you liked season 1. How have you felt so far about this season generally? Because we didn't get to talk to you about episodes 1 through 3.
I'm loving it so far. I felt like season 1 was cool because I liked the world building aspect. Like I said, I didn't really know anything about Wheel of Time before, and so it was just fun to see this new world and meet the characters, and there are just so many great characters. But season 2, they really, hit the ground running with the action, and I'm just constantly excited for the next episode. And nice. This episode I was a little shook.
Shook is the word. So I guess right before we get into the episodes, I do want to help my mod a little bit in the chat and ask you all to please keep spoilers to the show only, or you can also compare things that have already happened in the show to things that happened in the book, or would have already happened. You know what I mean? You get it. Don't pass the show with book talk. Okay, that's what we're doing. Don't pass the show with book talk. We will be doing full spoilers starting at 8:30 p.m. Central Time. We're going to do the first, bye Tavern. We're going to do the first hour. We're doing the first hour, no spoilers. And then the second hour, we will do whatever spoilers y'all want to do. So, I'll bring him back 1 second. He vanished, but I have to bring him back now. What's up? You're back. Hi.
No, I thought the whole screen went. I thought you all left.
Oh, you left.
All right, sweet.
All right. So, and what else? Oh, that's it. Basically, just be cool with the spoilers in the chat, even, and then we'll do full spoilers later. Okay.
Oh, and Jessica, continue handling the. Let me see how I can put this. Book bro dude cloaks.
Opinions are allowed, but douchebags aren't. Let's put it that way.
Douchebags are not allowed. So continue sweeping the floor every time you see that. Thanks.
All right, so amazing. Now that all of those rules are covered, Tavern, you said you had a bunch of questions for Meredith. So, do you have one just right now?
I mean, this goes straight to the end of the episode.
I think that's where we start. Yeah. I think that's where we
Let's
start.
do it, for sure. For sure, yeah.
in your opinion, because I have a theory. Well, this is part book, but I'm not going to bring that into it. Do you think, from what you saw on the screen, that Rand could see the weaves that Lanfear was channeling when she had him tied to the bed?
So I was a little confused about what was going on, what she was doing. I don't know about, are you talking about, you could kind of see
the special
her sucking from him? Yeah.
Well, the special
I felt like he thought...
Oh, wait, she said it.
You thought that she was sucking...
I thought she was sucking something from him,
That's interesting.
And I thought he could feel it. That's not necessarily he can see it the way we can see it. I feel like that was them showing us what she was doing, but I felt like he could feel that something was happening to him.
That's a really cool take, actually.
It is.
That is a cool take. Oh, okay. Okay, so
now I'm intrigued by what it actually is.
No, very intrigued.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
More, Meredith.
So speaking of this moment, how did you feel about Celine before now, leading up to this?
Yeah.
She was giving me bad news vibes for sure.
Really?
But I also felt I don't know, I went back and forth. I was I didn't trust her. And she kept talking about her ex. Honestly, it might have been
red flag.
Major red flag. I think it was halfway through this episode, and I was I think that she used to be with one of the bad guys. What's the bad guy's name who was awoken first?
Ishamael.
Yeah, I just started getting a vibe he was her ex, for some. So I was she seems bad, because I didn't know anything about the Forsaken, honestly. The end of season 1, I actually found kind of confusing. I wasn't really sure what happened. But so I didn't really, know what to expect with those people. But she was giving me bad vibes. Like I said, always talking about her ex in a way that
awesome.
Sounded evil. And so, but at the same time, I think I was you're a rebound for him. You know it.
Ooh, yeah.
Ouch. She's okay with it, though. She was okay
She
with
was,
that.
yeah. Yeah, she was okay with it. She knew what she was to him, but so I think I felt torn about her, because I was is she just this random rebound? But I just kept getting creepy, bad vibes, red flags.
It doesn't help either that she was the personification of a bad person. Pale white skin, dark hair, lidded eyes,
what
eyes.
What is that supposed to
not
mean?
lidded, hooded eyes.
I thought she was beautiful.
No, she's
I don't
gorgeous.
know.
Don't get me wrong, she's gorgeous, but I mean, look at every evil Disney queen. Right?
Oh, okay. So she looks like an evil Disney queen. That would have been a better thing to say than she looks like your quintessential evil person. Look at her dark hair.
Pale skin.
Like in movies.
I was gonna say, you're literally
You don't
just
evil.
You're describing Meredith to Meredith being evil people.
I don't know Meredith that well yet.
But he has bad vibes already.
Okay, amazing.
Yeah. No, I'm kidding. Anyways, but no, yeah, she has that typical Disney bad person look to her. But yeah, it was I thought the reveal was really, really cool. I have been waiting for somebody that doesn't know anything about the books to tell me how they felt about Celine. And that yeah.
The blood thing was crazy. I really wanted to see her turn into that bloody.
I was
in the middle, in the middle. Oh.
Yeah, because you know how she was rising like that. I was oh my god, is he gonna open his eyes and she's just gonna be this bloody demon?
You thought she was gonna change into the.
I wasn't exactly sure. I actually rewatched the end. So I watched it all the way through, and then I rewound 10 minutes and rewatched the end with the prophecy and the
right.
the whole scene
Yes.
with her. And I was just like, what is that other thing? Like, I guess maybe that was her being like risen from wherever or released from wherever she was trapped.
Yeah.
Maybe like a flashback, I think.
Yeah, they were what they were doing is, for people that had made the connection, they were mimicking her movements on the bed, just like the movements when she was awoken, so that people can make it the connection that it's the same person.
Yeah, they were definitely holding. Yeah, like they were trying to.
That was helpful that they were doing that.
Yeah. Are you guys seeing what I'm showing you? Like, can you see what I'm sharing? No. Okay. What about?
Very dark.
It's really dark.
It is really dark. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, it is. That's just how it is.
Oh, that's the actual scene of her. Right?
Yeah, it is the actual scene.
Did anybody else get is it me, or did anybody else get a Voldemort coming back vibe out of that whole scene? Like the same posture, the same floaty kind of effect. Yeah,
I did not think of that.
I totally got like Lucifer falling from heaven down to earth vibes.
Oh, okay.
Is what I got.
We were not going to talk about that again.
Yeah.
Wise friend.
Also,
keep bringing my birth up, and I'm not very happy.
Tavern.
Circling back to something that Meredith said earlier, she said she didn't really fully understand what happened at the end of season 1. Retired to something in the chat pointed out like they weren't really sure what happened at the end of season 1, just like at the end of book 1. It is a fact that many people talk about how Robert Jordan, the author of the series, was kind of like getting his foothold in the series, and at the end of the first book, a lot of things happen that like just kind of don't happen again, magic wise, and like it is just well known that it's kind of a whole confusing mess. Not mess, but like it's something else. So not understanding fully what happened at the end of season 1 is a true Wheel of Time experience. just so you're aware, you're a part of the team.
And you're not alone either, because none of us are really sure what happened at the end of season 1. There were quite a few. I mean, we still debate whether Moraine got stilled or shielded. It's nobody knows.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I guess like speaking of that, do you believe that Moraine is completely and permanently cut off from the One Power, or do you think she'll get her channeling abilities back?
I was thinking she would get him back at some point, but I don't know the backstory. Like, I just assumed that she would. I don't know, like, if that actually can happen for people.
Yeah.
And to be fair, it's not in the book, so.
So we
she doesn't lose her powers in the book?
So
not really.
It was news to us when it happened.
It was a surprise.
It was a surprise for us.
She'll get him, I bet.
That's what I'm betting too. So we have the same instinct.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. All right, I need to bring Wine Spring back. She dropped
They
out.
made you think for a minute.
Welcome
I guess
back.
that was last episode that she was able to channel
They
when
did.
somebody else came in to rescue her.
Yeah, they definitely teased us a little bit.
They did. So speaking of Moraine, we had we got a little bit of her backstory this episode. Oh no, we lost Winespring again. We'll bring her back.
There she is.
Oh, she is. Okay,
Sort of.
come bring her
She'll
back.
be-
Bring her back. So, how did you feel about meeting Moraine's little sister? Was that kind of bizarre for you?
I loved that part. So it started with that, right? Was that the start of the episode?
Other than the bloody Lanfear awakening situation. Yes.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So, when they showed this woman and the guy was like, your younger sisters or your older sisters here, I was like, it's going to be Moraine. And then it was. Oh, that's awesome. Because I mean, maybe this was a thing in the last season, but I didn't realize until, the stuff with like Leandrin's son that the Aes Sedai don't really age. So I felt like they were really showing this woman's age. And then he said, your older sister. And I was like, I just feel like it's going to be Moraine. And so I thought that was fascinating. I thought that she handled it well, the sister, because I would have been pissed too if I were her.
Yeah.
So I thought she was kind of badass. I liked the sister, and I'm curious. I don't know, like I don't know the backstory. So like I'm curious, like what sort of thing happened with their family. They talked about their uncle like ruining them and how she had to like rebuild, and I don't know that backstory at all. I don't know if you guys get that at this point in
We
the series.
book readers know it. We are hoping that we'll get them to show it to us like here because it is a really actually very cool story, and so I'm not going to spoil it just in case it does come up, especially because I assume we're going to get a little more House Damodred before the season's over. So
Hopefully,
I mean, they mentioned a wedding, and we know fantasy shows and weddings are like this, so hopefully we get to see that maybe on screen. But I don't know, we'll see.
Woo love.
Yeah, that's definitely the one I'm referring to.
That's what we want. We want that wedding.
That type of wedding. Definitely not any sort of Game of Thrones style wedding.
Oh.
Nah.
Are you showing that image? Yeah, you have that image up right now. So, man, everything about their house is basically a Victorian painting in real life.
Yes. Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah.
Even the paintings
Beautiful.
are paintings up. It's ridiculous. I mean, looking at that. Okay, so you guys see it on the screen, fairly decent size. I'm looking at it over here in our Streamlab studio, and it's the same size as the rest of our camera shots, and it just looks like a Victorian painting.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, the light, the way it's coming in,
Yeah,
is
it's
just
insane.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the difference between the Damodreds and the Alana's family, that was pretty stark, wouldn't you say? It was like a little jarring how different the vibes were. Let me see if I can get the family meal pulled up. Yeah, that'll do. This was pretty fabulous, right? Like kind of seeing how Aes Sedai can come from all different backgrounds, and we know we saw Swan Sanche's background in season 1. So Meredith, do you like to see well, I guess in this instance, did you enjoy the Alana and her warders kind of side story here?
Yeah, they were probably my favorite part of this episode. I really liked seeing her family and
That's
them. I
awesome.
just like dynamics like that. I think they're fun, and I just don't remember that. Like, I do remember meeting them last season, but I don't think I paid that much attention to them. But they're just fun characters, and I enjoyed their dynamic, and so I really enjoyed any time they were on the screen, and she's great. I just think I want more of her. I really like Alana.
The best.
Orders.
She's the
I
best.
love them all.
Yes.
Okay. That's
They're really front and center because of how involved they were with Nynaeve's training.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. It's honestly really fun to hear you say that, Meredith, because I feel like the discourse, trademark, on Twitter and stuff from book readers was like, too much time with Alana, let's get to the main characters or whatever. And like, I can see both sides, right? Because I do want to see more from Matt, for example, who hasn't gotten a ton of screen time this season. But this stuff is like funny, and warm, and it's like a break from all the seriousness sometimes. And so I can see how people who aren't as invested in like Matt or whatever might be like, oh, this is fun. I like this. Like, I get it. It's character building, right? And you don't know which characters are like supposed to be the big ones, and so you just kind of take it as it is and enjoy it. So I love that for you. I really do. That's like really nice, honestly. Winespring, is this the one that you wanted me to?
Yeah.
Okay, let me.
You guys, I made a recipe.
You made a
Mocking the
recipe.
recipe that Alana is serving everyone because she serves and she eats.
What's it called?
Yeah.
It's called Alana's veg dumpling soup.
There it is.
It's kind of a vegetarian version of chicken and dumplings. It's delicious. So yeah, check it out.
Here it is, everyone. If you want to, take a screenshot or whatever, you guys.
And it's on X. It's on X. So definitely check out hashtag.
Or you can go to X and hashtag.
Hey!
God.
You did.
I said it with sarcasm.
Disgusting.
I'm proud of you.
Only for you.
Rebrand.
It's really Twitter.
It's not. There's no bird anymore.
So I'm curious in the chat, why don't you weigh in on this? Like, do we enjoy the Alana Lan scenes from this season, or were the people on the interwebs just like the loud dissenters? Let me know about that. And also, everyone calling out the "where does the third one go" joke. Pretty amazing.
That was an amazing joke.
Pretty good joke.
Like, amazing.
I liked it. It made me laugh.
And I mean, to go to the question you originally asked, Meredith, which was, the contrast between Moraine's family experience and Alana's family experience. I mean, how did you feel about that?
I really wasn't thinking about that much.
Didn't matter. It didn't matter at all.
Yeah, I just to me, like the stuff that was going on with Moraine and her family, like that served a really important plot point. Like she clearly had to go back to her hometown to find Rand, and her sister was sort of getting in the way, and there's this interesting background dynamic, and she clearly has issues with her family. And then I wasn't like really comparing that to the scene with Alana and the Orders, and I was just like, oh, what a cheerful, nice break from the intense stuff going on in the show. So I wasn't thinking too deeply about the differences in their family dynamics.
Totally fair.
That's totally fair. I mean, they've given us 3 different looks at how Aes Sedai deal with family, right? We've got Moraines, which is basically ignore family, move on, right? Very business-like kind of thing with her. We have Leandrin's version where you keep it secret, keep it private. And then you have Alana's, which is very open, very welcoming. And it's almost like Moraine's version is they're going to die, right? So cut off all connections and just focus on what I have to focus for my, long life or whatever. Leandrin, like I said, a lot of love, but very private. And then, and then you have like Alana's point of view where depending, where did it say Alana's family's house, the location was for that?
I don't remember.
I don't remember from the show either. But
I don't
depending on, on Alana's culture, maybe they believe in reincarnation, which is why they're so comfortable being around each other. Knowing that all of those siblings and cousins are going to grow and grow old and die, and she's going to stay younger, right? So it's really cool the way they did that. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
Well, that's part of the wheel, right? Like their souls are being recycled over and over again. So definitely they believe.
What, Meredith?
Oh, well, I just also had a question. Like, is it like, can Aes Sedai, do they usually not have children by choice? Like, I just know, I felt like that was the first person I saw bring up having a child, and I wasn't sure. Like, they're not able to usually have children, or they choose not to because of the aging thing, or if that's like...
They can, but they typically don't. It's very rare. Yeah. So the fact that and Leandrin did not have one in the books, and so the fact that she has one in the show is like very intriguing for people, and it's kind of like, why, given her stance on men? You know what I mean? There's like a lot of questions of how that may have come to be. But
I mean,
anyway.
Yeah, that kid is what, 90 years old, she said?
It's been a while. It's been a while.
80, 90,
So maybe her stance on men is because of something that happened in the past.
Right. Yeah, that's what I mean. So,
100%. Yeah.
Anyways, Winespring, you were saying?
When she's talking with Nynaeve around the arches, she mentions like finding someone you love and loving them until they're not around, I believe, and then finding
a new one. Yeah.
And then Nynaeve is like, "Have you done that?" And she kind of closes off a little bit. And I mean, I think that speaks a lot to why a lot of Aes Sedai maybe don't engage in relationships, because they've probably had one and then they just can't anymore.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Do warders live as long as Aes Sedai?
No.
No. Oh, they don't.
No, they have I think their lives are somewhat extended, but it's not as extended. No.
Yeah.
As being so, I was gonna talk about Logain, which is why I had Logain on the screen for so long. But we steered into Leandrin, so let's talk about Leandrin. How do you feel about her? How did you feel about her before this episode?
So, I felt like she could have still probably been good. Like, I thought, like, maybe she's one of those characters that's, like, she just does things in her own way, but she has good intentions, and, like, maybe she... Like, I was, like, kind of giving her the benefit of the doubt. Like, I sort of liked her a little bit. Like, like she's like kind of spicy, and I don't know.
Yeah,
like
for
her.
sure.
Kind of spicy.
But
New recipe name.
Yeah.
yeah, spicy. And I loved the like vulnerable moment, you know, about her son, and I was like, oh, I have hopes for her, and then now I don't.
We're over it. We're totally.
Wait. I have a question. Okay. So we see Leandrin, you know, kind of blast them, knock them out. Do we know she's doing something wrong for sure? Maybe she's trying to
they
stop them from
showed her
leaving the tower.
talking to.
We don't know.
Oh yeah, okay. So the thing we know is that she sent Min away with Matt, and she was like, "You're gonna do this thing." We don't know what the thing was, but it sounded bad. It sounded sinister. And then Min goes and meets with the Forsaken. So I thought Leandrin set her up to meet with him. And when I saw that connection, I was like, oh no, like, what's Leandrin doing? But
no, I think you nailed it. Yeah. I totally set that up. Yeah.
Like with Min, like, I think she's a good person, but she is like, has something that she really wants, which is to get rid of her visions. And like, you know, you can kind of see how she's torn. Like she also didn't really know what she signed up for, it looks like. Leandrin, I wonder if she's, you know, she brought up the whole point about like, I don't tell anybody about my son because I don't want my enemies to know like how to harm me. And so maybe that's why she's doing what she's doing. Like maybe there's a threat to her son. And so I don't know. So I was thinking like, maybe they're both working from these motives that aren't like, you know, I'm evil, but like I'm
like fear.
Yeah, I'm willing to sell out my, you know, sisters for my unconditional love for my son. So I'm curious about like her motives.
That's awesome.
It comes down to two things. Like we even hear Ingtar tell Perrin in the previous episode when they're burying the dark friend Shinerin, you know, why would you bury him or whatever? And he goes, you always ask the reason.
Yeah.
He tells Perrin you have to ask what the reason is that they did what they did, right? So same thing here. It's all about what their motives are for dealing in the dark. And two, Leandrin has the typical white skin, blonde hair, blue eyes look of an evil person.
So obviously,
yeah. I'm waiting for a redhead to pop up that's evil. That's all I got left.
Typical fair skin, red hair, whatever of the
with
evil
green
people.
eyes. Yeah, what?
And a jawline that can like slice your neck open.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, how many like insane jawlines are in this show? Like, let's be real.
God.
Like we've got
all of them.
Kate Fleetwood of Leandrin. We've got Natasha O'Keefe, Lanfear. You know, just like all of them. It's wild.
Even Moraine.
Yeah.
Moraine's isn't as sharp as Leandrin's, but she's still got an amazing jawline.
It's true.
Especially when she makes that face where she's just so serious.
It's true. Okay, so
I loved her, just real quick about her looks this episode. Like I loved her transition into her new outfit.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Lots of people were making jokes online about Moraine wanting to keep a low profile. Like she literally says that, and then she shows up in Karian like absolutely bawling. Like,
she's in the foregate, just dressed for a ball.
Yeah. Just standing there incredibly stoically, not like in a little like, you know,
the little crown.
In a little crown.
And she had a ring on too, which I thought was interesting.
Like,
she was removed from the tower. I didn't know that she would maybe be keeping her ring.
I don't know, but it was hilarious. It's been hilarious. We lost Tavern from the stream, but that's okay. We'll bring him back when he pops back in. I don't know why people keep dropping, but it's kind of a fun little roulette game. So let's see. Did you expect Moraine to show up at the end? I guess I was curious what you expected to happen there.
Yeah, I kind of was actually.
Really? I wasn't.
Because I was just like, this lady is gonna F him up. Like, he needs somebody to rescue. And I feel like Moraine has often come through for people at the right time. So I actually did, especially that image of her like this. I was like, she's gonna get stabbed right in the back. Like, I just like had a feeling. Yeah, I was just like, Moraine.
Well, think about it. How many times have they stabbed somebody from the back on this show?
And
Through
it
the
always at the
throat,
exact right
through the
moment.
mouth.
Right.
It's like the jump scare. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's their
Mhm.
favorite jump scare. They've
Mhm.
done it like 3 other
Yeah.
times.
So you all were you all expecting it?
Also, she'd been looking for him. Like, it's not
Okay.
like she popped out of nowhere. You know, like she was in the right town. Her sister was like,
Yeah.
you want to know where he is? So like we knew that she was looking for him. I didn't know why
Yes.
she was looking for him, like why it was so urgent.
And yeah.
But she did.
I said it or the other show when I was like, Moraine's going to Carrion to go after Lanfear. Plain and simple.
You did
right?
call that, yeah.
And here's the cool part about this whole scene. When Moraine and Lan are separating, right? And she basically tells him, go with Alana to the tower or whatever. She tells that story about when she became a warder, and I posted about this earlier online. When she decided to choose him for warder, and it was they were going to a small town. He saw some Trolloc heads on spikes, and he never even flinched. And she thought how courageous it was that he would fight the shadow with nothing but a sword, right? And here we have Moraine attacking not just the shadow, but one of the most feared Forsaken that their world has ever known, with nothing but a dagger. And yes, I know that she stabbed him through the heart with a sword, but she found that when she got there. She literally just went there with a dagger. Right? And then
that's a little longer than a dagger. Like, look at that.
No,
it's pretty long.
Is it the same one she showed Logan?
No.
I mean, that was a pretty good
the
size.
one that she
Wasn't
showed
that
through-
Rand's sword?
Yeah, Rand's sword went through his chest.
Right.
She used the dagger to
Just
slice
slit
the
her
throat.
That's right.
But the fact that, she mimics exactly the courage that she says about Lan, and yet still has the Moraine-ness to say that Lan is better than she is.
Well, that's the
right?
way we're interpreting it. Is that
Yeah, that's what we thought.
Okay, so yeah, Meredith.
Ivan says something different. Yeah.
Meredith, whenever Moraine said we were never equals, how did you take that?
I definitely thought that she was saying he was above her. Like he
Really?
she respected him.
Same.
Yeah, I don't know. I was just like, Moraine, because she can never lie, but she can say something that's like a little ambiguous, you know, like because she's trying to say. Well, I think she said it in a way that she wanted him to think.
Yeah, she was manipulating him.
She was trying to get him to leave and she was trying to crush him, but she believes that he is not her equal, but that
A better
not
person,
because,
yeah.
Exactly.
She's
Like,
better than her.
so even though she was trying to, crush him and she knew how he would take it, I think she only said it that way because she can never lie. And I think, so that's immediately what I thought.
She was throwing rocks at Lassie, basically, to
Yeah.
get him to go away. I'm sorry.
I don't care about little
example.
Timmy in the
Oh my
well.
gosh.
I don't care about little Timmy in the well. Lassie, go away.
I'm sorry.
But yeah, it's really cool because I mean, in a sense, I mean she's not wrong, and I'm not saying this because Lan is my favorite character, but because Lan tells her everything. That's the bond that they have. He didn't even know about Ishii.
Yeah.
Until this previous episode.
Yeah.
So there's stuff that she's keeping from him.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
did she send him home with the scroll? How did the scroll get from
Lan pocketed it.
Wait.
Like he was looking, he found it in her bags, and then like she walked up to him and he like put it in his pocket really quickly.
Yeah.
Why
she didn't give it to him, she took it.
That Lan can't know about.
What was the question?
Doesn't Alana say like Lan can't know about this?
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, because they went into his bag, right?
Right, and they found.
They just don't want to reveal.
Yeah, they went into his bag and they found the poem.
I thought maybe he didn't understand what the.
He might not have because it's in Old Tongue, so we don't know if Lan knows how to read the Old Tongue. It sounds to me like they presume that he doesn't know how to read the Old Tongue, which is why they say he can't know what this is about, right? So it's kind of a weird thing for me because I would think of all the characters, right, and all the that given Lan's background, especially having being around Moraine all the time and the mission that they're on, that he would be able to either read or at least understand some of Old Tongue.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, I'm presuming at this point, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Oh, you know what? Light Blinded Fool in the chat saying Lan knows the Old Tongue. He translated it for Nynaeve in season 1. See, that sounds right to me too.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Good catch. Good catch.
So
Yes.
well, no, he did. Yeah, and so basically it's Alana and them assuming that he doesn't know the Old Tongue.
Mm-hmm.
Question for Meredith while we still have
Yes.
her. We only have like 18
Yes.
minutes left, so we haven't even talked about the best boy yet. But before we get to the best boy, I do want to talk about what you think happened at the end. What's going on with Lanfear? Why is she maybe not dead? Like, what's the vibe for you?
I have no idea. Because like I said, like I didn't realize there were multiple of these Forsaken. Like I just didn't really know about them, and so now I'm just like I wonder what her plan was, because she obviously knew who Rand was. So why does she have to wait to take him to this tower to do this, whatever she was doing to him, like at this very moment? Like so I just I wonder what her goal was, and what she needs from Rand, and why she didn't do it sooner.
What Lanfear's goal is?
She had all this time with him, and she waited until the moment before Moraine got there to, tie him up and get what she wanted from him or whatever. But so I don't know. I'm excited to see what the whole point of it was, because I really have no idea. But I appreciated the shock factor. I was like,
do you perhaps think that? Do you think it's possible, and I don't know this because this didn't happen in the books, do you think she may have arranged the Myrddraal attack to force Rand to channel in front of her so that she could, accept him?
Ooh. I didn't think about that, but that would make sense. Yeah.
That's manipulation and a half.
For sure.
That's Lanfear.
That is Lanfear, yeah.
Okay, the other question, and maybe it's just me, was that damn cabin there the whole time?
Yeah.
Because I don't remember seeing the cabin, and then they wake up and there's a cabin.
Oh, I mean, they probably were hiking, and they hadn't made it to the end of the hike yet. You mean when they're standing on the side of the cliff?
Yeah, I'm just asking because it was kind of weird to me.
Do you guys think that Rand really loves her?
I think he thinks he loves her. I think he's a little 19, 20-year-old puppy dog.
I was also kind of wondering, was she waiting for him to say that he loves? I was like, maybe love has to do with this situation, because otherwise why was she waiting so long? Or maybe she needed to see him channel first. But I was just like, I was just like, does he need to be in love with her, and that's why she waited for this moment? But,
so
that's a good
it's like a magical
I like that.
That's interesting. Before we continue on, I want to say thanks for subbing, Christopher McDonough, and thank you for becoming a member, Brandy K. Welcome to the fam. So that's all very interesting. I like that idea that I do think at the very least she was waiting for him to see how he fully felt about her, right? And to me it's just a massive manipulation, which I kind of adore. But maybe
no.
What?
That's serious. Listen, they showed some very awesome expertise so far in the show. You see the Shinerans with their swordplay. You see Moraine with her game of houses, and Lanfear's manipulation.
Yeah,
was at peak performance.
Yeah. Acting like her inn burned down because of a candle, not because of him channeling.
That was so good.
It's my fault. I left the candles burning. Okay, Lanfear. Whatever. Okay. All
right, never mind.
Let's see. We only have so much time. I'm trying
to. I know.
Can I ask you guys a quick question? Did you know that she was Lanfear the whole time? Oh, I guess you did, because she's the same. Did you know in the book? Is it obvious?
It doesn't happen this way in the books.
It's not obvious, but you're like, the first time you read the books, you're like, what's going on with this lady? Like, she is way too...
I loved her in the books.
Yeah, she's...
Celine is awesome.
Yeah. She's a little sus from the beginning, but you don't know why necessarily.
So, like, if Celine on the show were a spritz of perfume, Celine in the books is like somebody poured a bucket over her head.
Yeah, kind of. That's about right.
And it's like really, She is so into Rand so quickly that you're like, what is happening? Yeah, it's a bit much.
Okay, we have 15 minutes left with Meredith. We haven't even talked about Perrin yet. Okay, how do you feel about Perrin, and Hopper and Elias, the Wolf brother dynamic that we're just now learning about really for the first time?
I'm really excited about it because I really like Perrin. I don't know. I feel like he's a wholesome character, and I just always appreciate when like they turn to him. And
it's a great word.
They don't. Yeah, and so I was just excited to learn more about him because I was like, I knew from season 1 that he had a connection to wolves, but I had no idea like what it was. I still don't really.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
they're
working it out slowly.
Yeah, I appreciate a nice little wolf who, shows that he loves him or wants to be friends with him. And so I don't know. I appreciated that moment. I'm excited to like learn more.
They're bonding over their fridging.
Yeah,
Okay.
they both lost their partners.
They both lost their
Yeah,
partners
Hopper lost his
for the
partner.
plot.
A little bit for the plot.
For the
yeah.
plot.
So you really like Perrin. How do you feel then? Like, does anybody have any more thoughts about the Wolf Brothers situation before we move on to our boy Matt?
I like the way they're doing the visions for him now. When we were seeing
like with the
them
stag?
when they were on the trail, like when they were chasing Fane, and he was just getting glimpses of shit that had happened, that was a little odd to me. But this makes more sense that they're sending images.
Yeah.
It feels better.
How do you feel about it, Meredith? Is this like, did you understand that that's what's happening? Like they're sending things that they've seen to each other?
Not until you just said it, but now it makes sense.
Nice.
Okay, nice.
I wasn't sure
Damn
what was going on with the visions last episode. I wasn't sure what was happening there. I thought maybe he could see like the past a little bit. But then when he saw the stag, I don't know what I thought. I think I didn't really put it. I was like, oh, then there's the dead stag. Like it didn't connect for me, but that actually makes complete sense. And maybe I just like wasn't paying close enough attention. Did they say that? Was he like,
Elias alluded to it when he said he'll show you when he's ready.
Or like, this is how we communicate. I think he also said.
He actually says this is how we communicate.
It wasn't like, because...
But I guess I didn't put it together that it was you're seeing what they saw rather than like with the Hopper thing. Like I think I just thought he's showing you that he's a Hopper. Like I don't think I...
Well, it is kind of like that, where it's like they can send like ideas and impressions essentially to each other. So like obviously Hopper hasn't seen himself jump, but like that's his impression of like what his name is, right? And so
they don't have a spoken language. It's all through visions and images.
Yeah.
Interesting. So is this what you thought like after last episode where it was a little like less clear? Were you hoping that it was gonna
because I'll be honest with you, last episode I was completely trying to figure out what those visions were about because it's not like that in the books. And they actually say it on this episode when he goes, "You've been sending us images for months when you sleep," which is exactly from the books where when he dreams, he
don't
has.
Spoil it. Don't spoil it.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying.
Okay.
But yeah. So this is what happened last episode was confusing. This episode was totally on par with what we were expecting.
Yeah,
at least
like
what I was expecting.
when I was reading, I pictured like gosh, I can't really just. It's like flashes of images, right? Like if like
Yeah.
I'm picturing Perrin seeing like wolves running and then like a deer running and then the wolves jumping on the deer, like kind of like a slideshow of like quick rapid fire images. That's how I pictured it. But like this honestly is probably less jarring and maybe not as much of a medical risk as having like crazy flashes on screen. So I was
That's
really
a good point, actually. Yeah.
Epilepsy warnings.
I was relieved that this was in fact them communicating with each other rather than him having this ability that he can see the past. Even though it's kind of like they kind of go hand in right because the wolves can show him what happened in the past, but I like it better this way personally.
Yeah.
And there's like an intuition that happens because they see the stag and then they actually know where to go to be with where the stag has been killed.
Yeah,
So there's like a
direction.
direction they're able to receive also.
Yeah, they're getting everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah.
I love it.
So what did you think about how Elias says that they keep their secret from the Aes Sedai, like how he didn't come sooner to help with Perrin and Egwene because he was with a woman.
Because the Aes Sedai don't always understand.
Meredith.
No. I was saying the quote that he actually said in the show. Sorry, Meredith. Go ahead.
Yeah, we don't go near women who can channel Aes Sedai. Don't like what they don't understand.
Yes.
That brought back something to me from last season, but I couldn't place what it was. Like I felt like I remembered either Moraine or somebody warning him.
Yeah. It was
but
Moraine. Yeah.
It was Moraine. Okay. So did she say like don't tell anybody about this, or did she seem apprehensive about him at that point?
I think she just says to keep it secret, and she did not seem apprehensive. More or less, glad to have the information.
Did she say it to him, or
I
did
think
she say it to Egwene? Because Egwene was
Egwene. I thought she said it
to Egwene.
Because he was still laid out healing, right?
Yeah, she said it to Egwene because she told him, his eyes turned yellow. She goes, I wouldn't mention this because some people, whatever. But she never said it to Perrin. Yeah.
So, Meredith, do you think Hopper is the best boy or the goodest boy?
Or the best.
Like very important.
It's the goodest.
The
boy.
goodest.
The goodest
I think
boy.
He's the best boy.
All right, amazing. So let's see. We need to talk about Matt and Min. We already talked about them a little bit, but I feel like we need to talk about them again because we haven't almost at all. Meredith, how are you feeling about Matt right now? Has he become less like? I assume that sort of at the end of last season, you were wondering if he's like kind of good or bad, but correct me. Is that wrong?
I thought he seemed like lost. I didn't really think he seemed bad.
Yeah.
Ever. I liked Matt always, and I felt like, I like where he's going in this season so far, and I really like him and Min like together. I wish like Min. I hope she doesn't stab him in the back because I just think they're a fun pair. I was kind of disappointed. Like when he was first released, I was like, "Oh, that would be nice if he would go comfort Egwene," but I wasn't surprised that he didn't.
He bailed.
But I don't know. I feel like I like their dynamic. We didn't see that much of them this episode.
We didn't,
right?
and it's killing me.
5 or 6 minutes. Yeah.
Oh, max. We probably saw one minute of Matt.
Right.
Yeah.
Just playing dice. That was it.
Yeah, which is fun. Has the recasting been jarring for you at all? Like Matt is a different actor this season. I assume you noticed.
I noticed, but
can you tell?
I definitely noticed, but I like the new actor. I don't think it's like ruining anything for me. I did like the old one too. But I thought this guy's been great so far.
Same.
He's got a good swagger.
Did you guys catch how Matt immediately stop with the dice when they were talking about her seeing the future, and he kind of looked at the dice, and then put them away?
I don't need a dice.
He was like, "Oh no."
Okay, so we also talked about Min. You said that you think that Min is inherently good, and you hope that she doesn't betray Matt. So do you think she's going to take Matt to Carrion like Ishamael told her to?
Good question, Kritter.
Thanks.
She seemed like she was ready to backpedal.
Uh-huh.
And then she seemed willing to. I don't know.
Yeah, 'cause she's like, I won't hurt Matt. Like, she says it.
And he's like,
clearly.
we'll see.
You might.
Yeah,
You
like,
probably will.
Look at this good thing.
I won't hurt anybody. You will. I won't hurt Matt. You might.
Yeah. Oh man,
Like,
what a
damn.
forsaken, you know? Jeez.
I think maybe
Mind
she
games.
hasn't decided yet. I think it may be a game time decision for her, whether she's gonna help him, and then it might be too late. So I feel like she's gonna lead him in that direction because that's probably what needs to happen for the show.
Because it's just something that the plot needs.
It's a good plot. Yeah,
obviously.
It's a good plot.
But I like her. Is that? Do you guys get a good vibe from her?
I love Min. Min's cool.
Yeah, I actually, honestly, I personally think show Min has more potential than book Min realized. That's where I'm at right now. I'm enjoying her a lot. I'm nervous, obviously, because this is like untread territory. This is not something that necessarily happened in the books, and so it's just kind of a matter of like, where are we going? You know. So we'll see. I don't know. Don't want to give anything away, really. Okay, so we're close. We're close to your hour mark. I do want to ask, generally looking forward, what do you see happening this season? Like, if you had to guess, like, big arcs, where are we gonna end up by the end of the season?
They're probably gonna release all the other bad Forsaken.
All of them, okay.
All at once?
How many do you think there are? Wait, hold on.
Aren't there like 8? How many did
Okay.
they say?
All right, she's on it.
Yeah, you got this.
Wow. Awesome. Okay, we'll see.
I don't know. I don't.
All 8 would be amazing.
In one season.
Yeah, I have no idea, but I think, I really wasn't sure where we were going with this season, or like especially after, like we all said at the end of last season, like what was going to happen, and I still don't know at all. But I am enjoying the journey. I hope that they all get to meet again. Like I always like, it's just like some of the most satisfying parts of these shows when the main characters like get to meet again. So it's like they may all be heading to this place that's not going to be good for them, but maybe they'll be together and they can figure it out when they get there.
Well, we see Moraine with Logain, demanding that he teach Rand to channel, and now Moraine is with Rand. So is she gonna take him back to Logain? But then Lanfear is gonna know, potentially that's where they're headed.
Well, that was
So it's
interesting to me.
What's gonna happen?
Because I didn't really think much of him. Like I kind of thought. I was surprised that she was like, "Will you teach him to channel?" I don't know. I just didn't get those vibes, like that he was anything to be concerned about, I guess, like, or to like.
Since last season.
Yeah, like I kind of thought they revealed him sort of as a sham, took away his powers. Like I didn't really think much about him having the ability to like be a teacher to anybody. So I was surprised that she went to him.
Well, I think
for that reason.
They kind of prefaced it with the whole Rand Errol thing, where here you have this old man who's definitely has memory issues and whatnot, but Rand is somehow learning sword forms from him because he was a blade master at some point. So he may not be able to fight now, but he still has that memory of how to do everything. So Logain has been stripped of his power, but he still remembers how to do certain things. And Moraine, I believe in season 1 did tell him that I think they mentioned that I said I can't teach men because it's different when they're talking about the different side in and side R. So
I think you're right.
So I mean it makes sense that she would want to find somebody that can actually train him. And she said it. She got him out of the tower into Carrion when the other Ajas were wanting to keep him and basically.
Yeah, the yellow Aja was wanting to study him.
Okay, I know we're at time. I have one more question though for Meredith. I'm like curious because I forgot to talk about this. But we saw in episode 2 like R.I.P. Uno. How did that death impact you? The like horn, you know, the guy who got his head slammed by the Shan Chan. And also, do you see the Shan Chan? You know, like some of our characters have gotten captured by the Shan Chan, right? Like, do you see anything happening with that by the end of the season?
I hope more happens with them because I'm just very intrigued.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm sure something will happen with them. I still don't really understand who they are. But like, I'm looking forward to seeing more of them. And I thought I thought that Uno was gonna get killed. I thought it was obvious that, I just thought, you know, it just seems like a classic. He's the first one who's gonna, you know, try to stand up to them, so they're gonna show their power. I wasn't expecting the horn thing.
Yeah.
I also don't remember.
It was brutal.
Last season, so maybe I actually went and looked him up afterwards because I was like, is this the horn character? He didn't stand out to me as a character, and I'm wondering if he was like a bigger book character. I actually was really confused with the whole group of men that Perrin was traveling with.
The Hunters of the Horn.
Yeah, except for the Ogier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Uno found the horn. For sure.
Wow. So those guys they were at the end of last season. Faldara, the place that like got overrun or whatever, those guys were there. And you're right that like Uno and them didn't really, they had maybe like one line a piece, if that. So they didn't really stand out last season. So I can understand why you'd be like, who are these guys? Uno is kind of a fan favorite character because in the books he lasts longer and he's known for his cursing, his like incessant cursing. And so we got like a taste of that in this season.
Feck you.
Yeah, feck you. And then he
lost him.
So we lost.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, that was
sad.
That was a heart. That one hurt.
Yeah,
it hurt a lot.
Because he was like a comedic relief in the books. I think he really brought a lot of relief in intense moments.
He was, and to be honest with you, oh god, I can't say it. Never mind. I really liked where his character went in the books. I'll say that.
Yes.
Yeah, so did I.
Yeah.
So that's funny is that book readers like were devastated and you were just more like, this was going to happen. This was obviously going to happen. Okay.
I was like, should I care more about this guy?
Which they did again.
Oh no.
I was just like, did I miss something?
You know, you thinking about that's good.
There's so many characters in it.
I think that's good that you put that in there.
There are a lot of characters. Okay. All right. Well, we have run past our allotted time for no spoilers. Meredith, do you have any final thoughts about the show before we let you go? I want to say before I let you go that I thank you so much for coming and joining us for the show. Thank you for watching. You know, I'm like, I keep trying to like proselytize and it doesn't always work, but when it does work, it's like really exciting for me. So thank you for that. And hopefully we'll get you back some other time if you didn't hate it. So anyway,
this was really fun. It was fun to talk about it with the experts.
That would be us. That's us for sure. Yeah,
wait, them.
But yeah, I'm just really looking forward to seeing more of the show, and now especially after the Lanfear reveal, I'm just like,
oh yes,
what's gonna happen? I want to see more of her. I want to see what happens with, you know, the other ladies and just everybody. I'm just excited for next episode, and I'm gonna go call some people and tell them to watch it.
Yes,
people I know who watch
definitely.
Yeah,
I want to thank you for
evangelize
the other side of the typical, you know, fair skin, dark hair villain. I feel like I've learned a few things.
We're not all bad.
Can I ask just one last question? Just
okay.
Make me really fast.
To send her off, yeah.
Okay, who is your favorite character?
Don't do it. Don't. No,
I really like Lan.
Yes.
Perfect answer. How can you not? Yeah.
Who didn't you want me to say?
He didn't want you to say Egwene. She's my favorite book character.
How do you feel about Egwene?
I like her, but she's definitely not my favorite. I think I liked her better last season.
Yeah.
I don't know. She I like her. I don't know. I think I just like her.
We can't get rid of you. We want to keep asking.
I know. It's so hard. Okay, but no,
everybody say bye to Meredith.
Yeah, thank you so much,
Thanks
Meredith.
For having me.
This is amazing. See you later.
Bye. Thanks.
All right.
That was incredible.
That was good. Wow.
I
didn't expect that. I should have asked her more about Lan. Now I feel dumb. Like,
No.
We'll have to have her back.
I realized that I
So
didn't ask
fun.
her about Elaine either. Like, I will literally, okay, here's the
Yeah.
deal. I'm going to ask her these things, and then I'll tweet about it, or X
Yes.
about it, or
I
whatever.
think it's still tweet.
Yeah,
You
okay,
can
I'm going to
tweet
tweet
on
about it.
X.
I'll let you all know how she feels about Elaine, and more, I'll
I'm
ask her
not
more about
playing this
Lan.
game today.
I'm the expert. Just trust me.
Yeah, the expert.
Not everyone knows everything about Egwene, Confessor Sedai, so, like, it's, you know, they don't always know. Okay, yeah, let me put up the spoiler scroller. All right, everyone.
There we go.
Here it is. Here's the deal. From now on, we are going to spoil the hell out of through, let's say, book 4, and if we're gonna go past that, we will warn you, hold up our hand, and then put our hand back down when the spoiler time is over. That's how we do it here. If it's like, okay, Memory of Light spoilers, I'm not actually, but if I did, I'd be like, and then you could mute it or whatever, and then I'll put my hand back down when I'm done Memory of Light spoilering. But we're letting them fly completely through not Fires of Heaven. You know, the fourth one, Shadow Rising. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, we're the experts over here.
we have
There are a lot of books, okay?
We have a very interesting question in the chat. Multiverse DM, as fans, do you ever associate the show with role-playing games like D&D or Critical Role? Kritter, do we? Do we ever talk about? We actually have. We've even had D&D on the channel or on the stream.
Yeah.
And we will soon again. Yeah.
So you can always go through our little catalog and go look for the Knights Who Say Chill. Yeah.
AKA the end of really
I have a gameplay playlist. So if you want to see the Knights Who Say Chill 4-night event, you can go there. I named one of my characters after a Cosmere character, actually. And for the longest time, honestly, this is a fun fact. It's Wheel of Time related, so it's not entirely just me oversharing. And I think I've actually said this on stream before. One of my very first ever gamer tags was Fardurace Mai, actually. And so, yes, almost everything I do in my life is somehow related to the Wheel of Time. Let's put it that way. I've never played the Wheel of Time RPG, but I did buy the book. And I hear it's absolutely terrible and unbalanced, but I still have it, so I'm excited about that.
Actually, my very two first characters in World of Warcraft, when it first came out, like right after it came out, were Avienda and Min, and I had a hunter who had a pet lion that was called Karakarn.
That's fun. I like that.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Sorry, Confessor Sedai. I don't understand book readers not liking Egwene. She does like one thing wrong in the entire series. Anyway, I'm sorry.
We're not even talking about her love for.
Two things wrong.
There's a list.
Okay, hold on. We are flying far afield. Let's talk about episode 4. Gosh, there was something else I was gonna say really quickly, but the Knights Who Say Chill. Let's do the Marvel thing where we say the Knights Who Say Chill will return. Let's just put it that way. So catch up if you want. Okay. What was your all's favorite part of this episode? And what do you think it had, like, implications wise on, you know what? No, let's not do that. Let's talk about Lanfear.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that was going to be what I talked about. So it's perfect.
It's like super weird. Okay, do you, like, all right. So I looked up the true power. Well, hold on. This is more than.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
We're going to talk about book spoil. When does the true power really fully show up in the books? Can someone help me in the chat? Because I want to warn people. Actually, this is like, okay, it's not really that book spoilery. I will say this is just something about the magic system that you kind of learn over time.
Yeah. That
doesn't give much away. But it's something that happens like mid to late books. Okay, so I'm going to talk about it first. I'll put my hand down if you want to be.
Well, it does. I wouldn't say it happens mid to late books. It
develops.
It is mentioned. You learn about it.
Yeah, you learn about it mid to late books, so it's not like an event. All right. So the true power is one source of power, essentially, that comes from the Dark One, and bad guys use it. And a signal of them using it are these like black flecks that fly through their eyes called Sa, right? I don't know if you noticed, and I don't know if you can see here because the quality obviously isn't as good as it could be. Lanfear has those in her eyes. Another sign. Yeah.
I haven't noticed.
What?
Widescreen.
I haven't noticed.
They were
I
crawling.
haven't. I have to go look at everything. I was looking at other movements, okay?
No, yeah, her eyes have like little black flecks crawling across them.
I'm watching it on a little screen, too.
Oh, I was going to say, I'll accept that as to, I was watching other movement when she was just laying still.
Okay, book 8.
Just
Sorry.
breathing.
It's all right, book 7 or book 8 is when this comes up. But the true power is also used in the prologue in the Eye of the World. So, sorry, I'm just trying to like establish spoilers. So, they're around. And Lanfear using them isn't necessarily something that's like a big part. All we know is that it's like it comes from the Dark One, right? So good guys aren't typically going to be the ones using it. And another sign of somebody using the true power, which I read in the Watt Wiki because I was like, I'm going to do a TikTok about it, and I was doing my research. Thanks. Is that if out of the corner of your eye, like out of your peripheral vision, the air distorts, or like there's like a distortion effect around people using the true power. You know what we saw around Lanfear in this episode? Was the air distorting around her. Sorry, I'm getting excited.
Wait a minute.
I didn't realize that.
When she was weaving? When she was channeling?
Like when she was overran and it was just kind of like
and it was like
distorting in her abdomen.
Wibbly wobbly. Like
I thought that was okay. I have a different view, but go ahead, continue, and we'll talk about it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is like a sign of the true power is a distortion of the air around the person using the true power. So, like, to me, the saw plus that means that's exactly what was happening. And what the F was she doing with the true power here? Like, what do you guys think was going on?
One, I don't think she was using the true power when she was on top of Rand.
Okay.
And I have a theory. I think she was using the power, or Sidin, right? But what we got was Rand's view, which was new to him because he watched. You could see his eyes following the weaves, right? And in the books, we know that he gets the little tickle thing, the Peter tingle. Whenever Aes Sedai are channeling around him, I would rather see him be able to see a distortion of weaves that are clear, because they didn't have any color to them, right? So it wasn't air or anything like that. It was just clear, which I think is him seeing channeling, but he's not understanding what he's seeing.
So they just weren't showing us the weaves. We were seeing what Rand was seeing.
Right. That's what I think. I think the saw we saw was basically what the hell?
I'm sorry. I had a long day. I was in the office. I was in the office today, so it's a long day.
Good.
Keep going.
Just let loose, Kritter. Let loose.
But I think it was basically the Dark One bringing her back to life, and that's why we saw
the saw.
The saw. Yeah.
I got it. Okay. That's a good point.
I perceived.
I think a poll is in order, so let me pull up my chat bot, which will mean my computer will freeze for a second, but it's okay, because that usually doesn't crash the stream, but we'll see. We'll see.
I definitely think it was the true power, though. I like the idea of it being the true power, like with the waves and everything.
The waves? Okay.
Yes.
We're going to do a poll here. We're going to see if people think what Winespring and I think, which is...
This was her
using the true... Well, okay, true power saw, like that was either a manifestation of the Dark One activating the true power within her. Like that's a different story. We're not going to...
That's what I think.
I'm assuming the saw... I think everyone would probably assume the saw was related to the true power. I'm talking about when she's on
100%.
top of him. When she's on top of him,
I think she was trying to show him that she could channel too. And that's why she was like, I'm a monster too, because he thinks he's a monster because he can channel. Right? And that's why I don't think that was the true power.
Interesting. Okay, so you think Rand can maybe sort of see female
He can see it. He can see something happening, but he can't tell like what elements are being used and whatnot. Because it's Sidin, not Sidon. Yeah.
Okay. One power.
Okay, so the prophecy that was read is like Lanfear, daughter of the night. She walks again. Let's see.
Right.
The ancient warrior, she still fights. Her new lover, which would be Rand. She seeks who shall serve her and yet die still. Who shall stand against her coming, shining something or other? Okay, and blood, all this stuff. So, would she be trying to like hurt Rand, like kill him, in order to do something?
I think the ultimate goal is to turn him to the dark, right?
Mhm.
As far as being forsaken, their ultimate goal is to turn him to the dark one.
Yes.
But on top of that, Lanfear has a secondary motive that she wants a man back.
Yeah, her man back. Yeah.
Yeah, she wants her man back.
Her man back.
All right,
yes.
everybody. Just so we're all clear, it's exclamation point vote space, either 0 for the true power or 1 for the 1 power. So yes,
Make sure there's a space in there.
Exclamation point vote space number. And by the way, we're gonna do we'll do a couple sticker giveaways later. And also there was a sale on Redbubble lately, so I have ordered a bunch of my design, like my Redbubble design stickers. So we're getting Big Dragon Energy, Bitches Get Shit Done, Daddy Ibara, and Feeling Lucky Punk stickers back for our future streams.
Yes.
So that should be fun.
Okay.
They're very cool.
So yeah, I feel like Rand being able to see women channeling would be interesting and
this early too.
Different.
Well, I mean, it's a better visual, I think, for the audience than he gets the shivers or some shit, right?
Yeah.
When
He looked terrified too. He was like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah, he's like, "What the hell is this?"
Yeah.
This
is not my kink.
It's voting Team Air. I don't know. He was like kind of into it when she was tying him up, but then
at first,
a little problematic. Okay, so like
a safe word.
I want to do. I don't think I can do 2 polls at once. Oh wow. Okay, we're getting some major votes in here. All right, I'm gonna give it 1 more minute, and then I'm gonna close this poll, and then I've got another poll, which is let's talk about it to like lead into it. What was she doing? What was she gonna do with the weave? I was thinking. My first instinct was she's gonna remove a mask of mirrors to show her true face. What did you all think? By the way, for those of you who aren't afraid of spoilers and are still in the chat, shoot, I need to put the spoiler thing up. It's not up on this frame. The mask of mirrors is somebody can conceal what they look like. Their face can change. They can change like their whole vibe, and it's just with like weaves of air. So you know you can like put your finger through it, but you can look different. So that's what I thought. I thought she was removing her face because in the books, real Lanfear would be older than Natasha O'Keefe. That's what I thought. What do you guys think?
Interesting.
I think we
did not think that.
I thought we were about to get the white dress.
Okay, so it was gonna be well, although like that, like he would
outfit change.
Her like doing the dirty with him. She can't have a different outfit on.
Not just the dress, but you know, mask of mirrors is what I'm.
Mask of mirrors. So you thought? What do you think, White Spring?
I thought she was just gonna try and, you know, be all sexy and just get him to fall in love with her more because that's what she ultimately wants.
Like compulsion?
Compulsion?
Yeah, she's like, I'm a monster too. Let me show you what I can do with my magic.
Okay, so a lot of people in the chat are like a super awesome Viagra weave. Like, so that's kind of the vibe.
Okay. Same with chat. Me and chat are on par.
This is like a scene I saw in The Boys at that point.
Which one?
It is, but no spoilers.
I'm not gonna bring it up.
All right, okay, it's been a minute. I'm gonna close the poll, and I will say that True Power won it in a landslide.
That she was channeling the True Power.
She was channeling the True. 28-11. So there's way more people in the
That's
chat.
not a landslide.
It's more than half. Well, it's almost tripled. Like, what do you mean it's not a landslide? All right, so new poll. Let's see. We're gonna clear all the votes. It's still going to. Let's see. Actually, how do I get rid of everything? Reset. Yeah. How do I get rid of this? Oh, here we go. I figured it out.
Look what's back.
He doesn't need any Viagra.
Ooh, yeah.
So true. Okay, we're gonna keep what was Lanfear doing as the question
because she's hot.
Yeah, she is hot.
They really cast her well.
Mask of Mirrors. It's anybody in the chat have any other thoughts besides like I'll just put sexy weave, sexy weave. My other option, which I came up with literally on the Dusty Wheel stream, was maybe she was trying to bond him. So I'm gonna add that as an option.
Oh, like a forced bond?
Yeah, forced bond. And then
damn, that's dark.
So I mean, it's Lanfear.
It's Lanfear. Like, I couldn't even imagine it.
She was putting her hood on, adding it. putting her hood on.
Is that also sexy? No?
Yeah.
Okay.
Going to
Too
make
far.
Rand see her sock. Okay, interesting. Showing her true okay, yeah, we're the Mask of Mirrors
There's
thing.
compulsion out there.
Compulsion. All right, I'll add compulsion because I think that is
Yeah.
a good option. Travel. What? Where? Travel. But I'll put it. You know what? I appreciate the
How many
input.
things can you put on this poll?
As infinite. Okay.
Well, don't do too many.
No, I'm just gonna do 5. I'll do this. Actually, this is 6.
She was channeling her Victoria's Secret wings.
Also, like, sorry, I forgot. Angel Sadai, thank you for the follow on Twitch. I appreciate you. Okay, we are starting opening a gateway. Okay, we've got. All right, fine. I'll add opening a gateway. You convinced
Where would they
me
be going?
to either Teleron Riode
To Ishi,
or
maybe?
Shale Ghoul. All right, so
Or
we
Shale
have
Ghoul.
7
Damn,
options.
She pulled that out quick.
That's what they. Sorry, that's what they said.
Oh, okay. I was like, wow, that's great.
Oh my gosh, a lot of
so
options.
fast.
That was a joke. Wait, what was a joke? I added a lot. Going to make Rand see her. Okay, sorry. I was trying to come up with the. So we have all the poll options. Option 0, Mask of Mirrors. 1, Sexy Weave of some kind. 2, Force Bond. 3, putting her hood on. That one is probably the right one. 4, Compulsion. 5, Traveling. Oh, well, we have 2 versions of traveling, so let's just pick 5 as the actual. Actually, I think I can probably.
I did not
remove
even catch the putting the hood on thing.
Oh, I can't remove it. Okay. Don't
went
vote
right
for.
over my head.
Really?
Don't vote
It
for a
went right over my
gateway.
head.
Oh, no, okay. Sexy Weave is different because Mask of Mirrors would be when she reveals her older, more beautiful self. Sexy Weave would be if she's like trying to enhance their experience together. That's what we mean by Sexy Weave.
The only thing I would accept for a sexier older Lanfear would have to be like Monica Bellucci or something.
I'm sure there are many sexy older women.
Oh, there's a ton of them, but if we're going with Lanfear, kind of from the books, I would go with Monica Bellucci.
Oh, that's your fan
Yeah,
cast
that's
for an older.
head. Yes,
I see. All right, so we're getting votes rolling in. Thank you all for casting. It's a little closer, but we've got several that are pretty close actually. So make sure you get your vote in. Yeah, this was. I love how like we went to spoilers, and for the first 30 minutes, we're gonna be like, "What was this? What did Lanfear just do?" Like, let's figure this out.
It's so fun.
It is fun. I agree. Knuckles Mustache voted 5 when they meant 4. Okay, noted.
Great name.
Oh my god, that is a really good name.
Yeah, that's pretty great.
I just like read it out loud, like, whatever, let's move on.
That's amazing.
Invoked Dream Awakening. In order to vote, you have to do exclamation vote without any spaces, and then you space, and then you do your number. So just so if you want to get your vote in for sure, that's what you want to do. I like that some people have bought into the forced bond because I thought that was a good idea. Like,
I mean, they've mentioned they've mentioned it when Moraine says, you know, I'll have Alana take your bond by force if necessary or whatever.
Yeah.
Which was kind of, I was like, that's some bullshit.
Yeah. This Wheel and Chill stream, to answer your question, Will Ev, is about episode 4 and what has happened so far in season 2. I don't tend to deal in leaks, so that's not going to be something we talk about today. But I will say that if it's true, I have been dying for Shorey to be a part of the Wheel of Time, and because I admire her ability, she's incredible. And so, like, the fact that she's got a bigger role than we all fan cast her as, I think is unbelievably exciting, if it's true. But that's all that's all I'm gonna say. You guys, obviously, I'm not the boss of you, but but that's pretty much gonna be that. All right, so 1 more minute on the poll. It's becoming more definitive as time goes by, but it's not entirely. So, yeah, it's an interest. Anybody who voted Sexy Weave, what do you think she was doing specifically? Without getting too graphic, obviously. I'm just curious.
Clearly.
How do you not get specific?
I don't know.
She was putting on her Aeron to weg Rand. Just where I'm going with that. I'm changing letters so that we don't get
Absolutely. We're just talking in yeah, that's probably safe. Still time to vote for Hood, says Rand. No, we've got 2 Hood votes. Thank you for the sub, KHJOEB. Appreciate you. And on Twitch. No, on YouTube.
Nice.
Nocti. Thank you so much for joining in. They would have to learn the weave. Who would have to learn the weave? Okay. I don't know where that's coming from, Zeus to die, but I believe you. Okay, we're ending it. Stopping the poll, notifying the chat. I'll read the full results. It'll only tell you. A weave to up stamina. I like that. Like the one that Moraine used on the horses.
Like Viagra. Wait a minute.
But Lanfear's using it.
No.
Channeling their clothes off. I love that. Oh my gosh, she was about to say it's Morbin time and then summon Morbius from Teleron.
Oh my god. Mighty Morbin time.
Oh, why not? Why not? Okay, so here are the full results. Mask of Mirrors won with 15. Sexy Weave got 7. Forced Bond got 3. Putting Her Hood On got 2. Compulsion got 11, but I believe it was supposed to be 12. Traveling got 2, but I believe it was supposed to be 1. And then there are some other people that said they wanted something, but that's hard to keep track of. So it's either Mask of Mirrors or Compulsion, according to the populace. So nice. After all of this, after Rand said "I love you" to Celine, I'm not buying into the Compulsion, right? Because
yeah, no, she had him.
She had him.
Although I will say that sometimes she talks in a manner in which she gets him to say what he wants. Like when they were during the hood hair scene, when she's leaning against him, and she says, "If you want something, you have to take it." And she emphasizes "take it," which immediately he does, kiss her. So I think it's the manner in which she talks, and I think that's part of slight compulsion. But okay. I don't think compulsion was happening here. He'd already said he loved her, and he was already hooked.
She's like, yeah, kind of like, well, it's a concept in the books. I won't say when, I won't say who, but how people kind of just like nudge people in a certain direction. Yeah. It's nothing like a hammer. It's more of like a, nice little massage. It's widescreen. What?
So I was wondering about compulsion when they were talking about going to the cabin, because he was like, I'm just going to stay here. But then he ends up there. So I was wondering if there was some of that like gentle nudging, like, you're going to come.
Yeah. Even before that, when he was like, I want to be alone. Do you really want to be alone?
Mm-hmm.
I do have a question. Okay.
Yeah.
About their relationship. I have a question, and hopefully chat will chime in on this, because he mentions that she's the first person to see him as a man.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Oh my God. That was so sad. He looked like a little boy when he was saying it.
He did.
But
and he sounded like it too.
He did, but it was weird. Okay, so what do you think the expression "see me as a man" was? Because there's several ways you can take it. You could take it as he's never been with a woman.
No.
Which would then mean, that's the thing. Which would then mean that maybe he and Egwene hadn't had sex. They just played around. No. But I don't buy that. So it has to be that he's out on his own, making his own way in the world and that kind of stuff, because it was just an odd expression for me, right? You're
actually
the first person to see me as a man.
You know what's really funny about that comment that you're making right now is I'm currently reading Fires of Heaven in like my whatever reread, and he actually thinking to himself said that about, I believe it was Min. He said that he in his internal dialogue, because we get a lot of that in the books. He said that Min actually saw him as she was like the first one to see him as a man, or she actually saw him as a man, or something like that. Or maybe it was Elaine. Either way, he was thinking about either Min or Elaine, and he said that. So I was like, oh, I guess that's something.
They're giving it to us
just with Lanfear, right? Because my instinct during my reaction was, well, what about Egwene? And then people like on Twitter and stuff, or in my comments, were like, well, Egwene knew him as a kid. They grew up together, so she didn't just see him as a man. She also saw
there's
him
like an innocence there.
Yeah, there's an innocence there.
All right.
And so that makes sense. So it made a little bit more sense to me than my initial reaction.
And the full comment is, I just had it. He's like, you see me as a man, and I didn't want you to see me as a monster. So it's like he was kind of making like a distinction between that too.
Yeah. I like sorry. I keep interrupting myself. Like my thoughts are like,
There's so much in these episodes.
there
though.
are.
Yeah.
I personally am enjoying the Great Hunt show Lanfear more than the Great Hunt book Lanfear. Where are you guys at with that?
Oh, I love her.
Yeah.
I heard her moments where she's actually talking about Luce Theron and her love for them and the things they did. They're so romantic and sweet. And like, if you don't know she's evil, it's precious almost. And like she talks about how they would like be under the stars and stuff like that and get lost. And then we see her and Rand sleeping under the stars, not inside. Like she's like trying to recreate this rich love that she shared with this, you know, person in her past. I love it. I'm eating it up.
I'm eating it up too.
Maybe I've forgotten the history of Lanfear and Luce Theron. But my impression from season 1 was that Luce Theron had a baby with someone, right?
Okay.
Not Lanfear.
Ilyena! Sorry.
Right.
Nice.
Right.
Beautifully done.
So she went to didn't she go to the dark because of that?
Oh, really? I don't
know because I thought, why did Lanfear go to the dark?
She likes power.
She likes
talks
power.
about-
That's
she
She wants
likes
to be
Luce
powerful.
Theron, and she loves Luce Theron. And clearly, they had a relationship. But at what point did that happen? Was it before Ilyena, or was it during Ilyena, or when did it happen? Is what I'm trying to get at, because she talks about their being in love, but it says they broke up before that.
Frankly, there are. Okay, yeah, I was gonna say there are people in the chat will definitely know the timeline.
Yeah,
I don't want to. I don't want to just.
Chat's the best.
I just don't want to say stuff and be wrong, but it's, if I recall, they broke up first, but I might be wrong. I just started a poll. Do we like who is a better Great Hunt, Celine? Exclamation vote space 0 for show Celine. Exclamation point vote space 1 for book Celine. Do we like show Celine or book Celine? I personally like show Celine better because I feel like book Celine is mildly cartoonish. She's literally like, Rand, like you're my hero. You know what I mean? She's like just falling all over herself. And it's like the moment you meet her in the books, you're like, there's something going on here. But I think for some people, at least according to Twitter, in the show, not everyone got that impression right away.
Yeah.
And I like mystery.
No. On the show, it just came across as she's an innkeeper that's, you know, taking advantage of a good situation, you know, an opportunity that presented itself. And then slowly, I mean, she played the long con where she slowly gets into a relationship with him, right? And I show Celine is 100 times better than how the book Celine came across initially, because it was just
can I pin the poll? I don't think I can.
Like book Celine was very like she seemed to kind of be surprised a lot by what Rand did, and like she was constantly having to adjust what she was going to do to keep up with it. And it seems a lot more like in the show she's more steady and in control. When
book Celine spoke, it was like this unctuousness to it, like it was just like you were covered in this slime kind of, you know. It was just too smooth, too sugary. Ugh.
Too much sugar.
Too much sugar.
Sugar's bad.
Sugar's bad.
Terrible. Sugar's the worst.
So tell your parents you learned that on the Will and Chill show, kids. Sugar's bad.
As
I eat Starburst.
I know.
Non-stop.
I cannot figure out how to pin the poll, so my apologies.
I totally thought that.
Okay, so, but let me reiterate that the choices are exclamation point vote space 0 for show Lanfear is better, and same thing but 1 for book Lanfear is better. And holy, we have an insane imbalance in these votes. Okay, Lanfear's Bow, we've got a super chat, $10. Thank you so much. Addison of Everyday Negroes thinks the man Lanfear is talking about is the Dark One. That's fun seeing them speculate. Yeah, Meredith thought it was Ishamael. The person we just interviewed, if you weren't here the whole time, the person we just interviewed thought it was Ishamael, was her ex. So that's interesting.
Yeah, it was kind of, she had some really good, like, things that she perceived that I was like, I never even thought of it that way.
Yeah.
You know?
I love the, oh, go ahead.
Okay, one of the subtle Lanfear moments I love is when she's talking about her previous love, and then Rand says something. He was like, "Well, you'd be surprised," and she just kind of like flicks her eyes and swallows really hard, and you can tell she is pissed that he had something to say. It was so subtle and glorious to see her like kind of her fire show up in that way.
And whenever Rand channels, right, when she's behind him, I know we saw.
Yeah, could she see it?
Let's see. No, it was like the intensity of, like, she wasn't scared at all when he's like, "Get behind me," right? Let me see if I can pull it up.
It was almost so like sweet. I don't think she could see him weaving, but I think
she could see the fire.
Well, she could see the fire, on the Murdral.
Ooh, I just made a fun connection.
Okay, see this face. Sorry, I just pulled it up. It's not, doesn't look scared to me. Just kind of looks like she's observing. But Tavern, please continue.
No. I was saying, I think it's one of those things where, one, she's seeing him channel, right? Or experiencing him channel. And it's almost like she's trying to gauge the strength.
Oh. Like where he's at?
Yeah. Like, can I take him if I need to? That kind of shit.
That's why she tied him up later.
Just in case. Just in case.
So I just made another dark connection. I'm going to bring back what I said earlier about Lanfear. So, Lanfear, like, falls from above to the ground, like Lucifer, okay? And then the whole, like, get behind me. There's, like, that get behind me, Satan statement. I'm just saying. Like, Lanfear is the ultimate evil here.
You're welcome. Confessor Sadai, you would do ! Vote without any spaces, and then a space, and then the thing you want to vote for. Dusty Wheel in the chat says the best few scenes of the entire season so far. I know these were.
That's why we're still talking about it.
Yeah, that's literally what we're
all we've talked about.
37 minutes into the spoiler section, and all we've talked about is Lanfear.
So I've also.
It was her episode.
I've also deciphered how Rand will pick. Or how this character on the show is attracted to a certain type of woman.
Okay.
So Egwene worked in a tavern. An inn tavern.
Oh, okay.
There's beer. Elaine can make beer.
Oh.
Celine was sitting in front of her inn pounding back some beers.
Wow.
Yep.
Right? And Min is a freaking bartender.
Yep.
It's all coming together.
He likes the ones who can drink.
Eventually, remember this is a spoilers through. We're gonna do a mild spoiler for book 5, and I'm gonna put my hand down in a second. Eventually, Avienda's gonna offer him some Usquai, and then it'll come full circle.
That's it.
Okay, that's it for Fires of Heaven spoilers.
We figured it all out.
We're gonna close this poll because it is. I don't think it's going anywhere.
Wait, did Dusty Wheel vote?
No, actually, Dusty Wheel. I'd like to hear. ! Vote space 0 for show Celine being better in the Great Hunt version of Celine. ! Vote space 1 for the book version of Celine being better / more entertaining, however you want to take it.
Nocti, there's no vote for at the moment.
They're just
I'm
abstaining.
that out there.
Although I think Nocti already voted. I don't know if you can vote more than once. So yeah. Show Rand likes alcohol. Davy Elmer's impressed with your reasoning, Tavern.
Thank you.
And you know what? Like,
sure.
We're gonna go outside universe here, and he's probably gonna get a crush on you because your name is Tavern, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's
Oh my
possibilities
gosh.
are
Watch
endless.
out, Tavern.
Wow.
What is it they say in Pitch Perfect? Oh, he could turn me.
Oh my god. Well, at least you admitted it.
Hey.
He wanted a redhead earlier. He's got a redhead now.
It's true.
It's true.
He was looking for one, and he found it.
I found a redhead.
All right.
Hey.
Okay, so are we good here? Like, do we have anything more to talk about Celine before we move on? Or yeah, Dusty Wheels abstaining because all land fear is good land fear. All right, I'm gonna close the poll. All right, yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm
so there was an overwhelming 38-1 vote.
38-1.
Yeah, there was
Whoa.
one.
That's a landslide.
That was a landslide. So 38-1 in favor of
That's a
show
landslide.
Lanfear / Celine. Show Celine being more compelling. I guess like we haven't talked about
Good job,
one.
chill chat.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, excellent job.
We haven't talked about one last thing about her, and that I feel like we should talk about, and that is: do we believe that regeneration is going to replace transmigration? I believe that's what they called it.
Whatever the hell
I think it's transmigration, but either like the rebirth, like it's gonna replace the Forsaken being brought back from the dead in different bodies.
Um,
That was a rand slide. Nice random Nomen.
Hey, good job, random Nomen. You get a trophy.
that's a good question. I mean, they've treated the whole, and I keep bringing this up like a lot, but they've treated the whole Rand dragon thing as a reincarnation, right?
As it should be.
So I think that they would follow suit with this, and yes, get rid of putting people in different bodies, because I think that would be, for a show, that would be crazy confusing on top of everything else that's happening. But then again, they killed Uno, so who knows what the fuck they're doing.
I like how you compared those two.
Yeah, like
Saying.
equally as wild. I personally believe that they are replacing, I believe it's transmigration, transmogrification, whatever.
That's a word.
I think
The
they're
fact that you read that all
replacing
in one shot.
Oh, yeah.
Lawyer.
Well, did nobody else, like, whenever they were kids, always want to read in class? You know, like, let's take a volunteer.
Yes.
It was always
No.
me. I wanted to be an audiobook narrator from a very young age. Let's put it that way.
Not until I got into drama.
You'd be good at it, Kritter.
Thank you.
Kept my mouth shut.
I would, like,
Yeah.
call me, anyone, to be an audiobook
You have a
narrator.
really good voice for it.
Wow,
Yeah.
thanks.
Yeah.
I was on the speech team. Overshare. Oh, here we go. Critter's overshare.
Do it,
I do it every
finally.
time. I was on the speech team in high school, and I don't even remember what it was. No, it wasn't even a radio. It was something else, like a humorous interpretation. And one of my critiques was, and listen to this before you make fun of me, it was, you have a voice for radio. And I was like, I don't know how to take that, but you know, because how they say you have a face for radio and it's like an insult. They said voice though, so I was like, that's a compliment.
That's definitely a compliment.
That's a compliment.
Yeah.
So anyways, yeah, audiobook people, let me know. I think they are.
So it's like a regeneration. It's not. Yeah.
I think it's regeneration. Yeah, I think they have greater access to the true power early on. Me and Whitespring, same page. I love it.
Yeah, that's why I was saying that the saw came in and the dark one touched her and brought her back to life.
Boom, easy.
That's what. Yeah.
I like this
Very-
change. How do
very
you feel?
interesting.
I think it ups the power level of the Forsaken considerably. When in the books, oftentimes they were kind of just like silly little mustache twirling villains that didn't do a ton of bad stuff. Like, are we on the same page there?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Especially if she's able to like come back to life so quickly. Like that was really fast.
Yeah, like that was
super
quick.
fast.
Also,
That's pretty big power.
that actually, okay, we're going to go back to the images that we've gotten from, before the show came out for this season.
Oh.
And people were saying that was Moraine pushing out the double doors
Yeah.
in that one scene. Not.
Lanfear's coming for him.
Yeah.
She's
That's-
mad.
That's old girl.
She's
Or, as
mad.
I call her, Matt's woman.
Wow. Incredibly creative, Tavern. Matt's woman.
There you go, innkeeper. Dusty Wheel.
Okay.
That one's for you, buddy.
Nice.
Okay.
Man, Rand trusted Moraine really fast too. After seeing her slaughter Celine, like just quickly, he was like, "All right, Moraine, here we go."
And I want to talk about this because we got to talk about Moraine, right?
Yeah.
I agree. Always.
Because
she's a baller.
She has. I mean, it's been said almost, if not as many times as Nynaeve is the strongest channeler we've seen in 1,000 years. And that is, I cannot lie. Moraine has repeated it and used it to push her I'm still an Aes Sedai
Yes.
role.
Narrative. Yeah.
Narrative, right? Thank you. And that's why I keep thinking that not everybody and hardly anybody knows that she can't channel.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
yeah, the way that she postured Logain as if she could still channel was incredible to watch. She acted like she had zero fears over, you know, this bigger masculine person that could attack her physically. Like she acted like, I will take you down, no problem. It was beautiful.
Confidence is 9/10 of the law.
Yeah.
I do think, though, I do want to point out that in the books, I don't believe that they knew whether people who got stilled could like break the oaths. That was a thing, if I recall, that like Swan tested because she was like, I need to see if this works. You know what I mean? It wasn't like a sure thing.
But okay, so I've seen that conversation online, and my theory is that being able to channel and sticking to the oaths are two separate things, right? I don't think you have to be an Aes Sedai to take that oath, or that you need the power to take that oath, because Swan was the one that channeled into the oath rod, right? So it could be just a Terran girl that anybody
Moraine
can
channeled
use.
too.
I didn't see her channel into it.
They both. They both did.
Up her arm, right?
Oh, I thought they were both channeling like simultaneously.
No, I think it went from Swan into the oath rod.
I'm trying to remember the.
But either way, I mean, they have Terrangrel and Cyangrel and stuff that people that have no access to the power can use, right? So an oath rod, I would think, it wouldn't matter whether you could channel or not. It would be a different.
Do you know, that's interesting. I'm trying to think. Okay, so there's a plot in the books. Ooh, somebody help me. I'm gonna guess it's book 6. So I'm going to put my hand up, and then I'll put it down when I'm done talking about book 6, if you're worried. Okay, so the hunt for the Black Aja. I'm not going to name names or anything like that, but within the tower. I feel like, didn't they, like, block the sisters that they were forcing to, like, unswear and reswear the oaths? In which case it means that they didn't have to channel in order to take the oaths. Like, somebody correct me if I'm wrong. Like, what am I remembering here? Do you have to channel in order to take the oaths? That's where I'm at.
Brandy K's been putting stuff in there. It says in the books they think no, let me see. She wrote a whole bunch of stuff in here about that.
Oh, Brandy K thinks you have to be able to channel to use the oath rod. Okay, so they were basically just threatening those people that I was just talking about that I'm not going to mention again because my hand's not up anymore.
Either that or from the show. Either that or at least one person has to activate it. I don't think both people need to activate it.
I don't know. Wasn't it? Okay, like, Light-Blinded Fool thinks Oath Rod requires the swearer to be a channeler. The Chair of Remorse does not. Interesting. Chair of Remorse. Okay.
Wait, where's he at?
Some good details.
Yeah, I believe you. I know you're usually spot on with this stuff. I thought the Oath Rod was used on prisoners in the Age of Legends. Okay, so, all right. We're getting somewhere. Although we're getting, like, in different places. You must be a channeler to take the oaths. You have to be able to channel. We're getting a lot of that. So, yeah, but we'll talk about this. We'll look at the old companion and confirm, because we're getting mixed messages. But yeah,
it's kind of.
But whenever you get stilled, the oaths drop away from you, no longer bound. So if Moraine is stilled, she cannot lie. If she is shielded, she can lie. But we haven't yet caught her in a lie.
No, and that's the thing. That's the thing that my other theory, which I'm not going to get into detail because but the other theory that I don't think anyone other than Lan, and I'm not even friggin' 100% sure about Lan, that she can't channel, knows that she can't channel, because even at the Eye of the World, he says, unmask the bond, and she says, I can't. I know in this episode or the previous episode, she says he blocked me from the source with just a flick of his hand, right?
Yeah.
That doesn't mean that she didn't get it back.
Oh, sorry, I misspoke. My bad. Like, yes, if she's stilled, she can lie. If she's shielded, she can't. My bad.
Right.
Y'all
Right.
knew.
Okay.
Y'all knew.
Yeah, and that's the other thing.
Y'all knew. You knew what I was saying.
You went with it.
Which is why it's a big mystery because we don't, again, we still don't know if she's stilled or shielded.
And she hasn't explicitly lied.
Because she hasn't explicitly, and she keeps saying, I cannot lie. So is that a lie?
Well, that is something we won't know.
Yeah, right. So
the layers, you guys, the layers.
Megan Pryor says that Varen knows. I
agree.
I think they're taking this as a breakup between Lan and Moraine, and that she has masked the bond because they never. I mean, even when they're at dinner. And Varen is saying to an Aes Sedai, when you lose the ability to channel, right? It's this. She's explaining it from an Aes Sedai point of view. What happens to them
when they lose the ability to channel, not when they break up with their warder.
When they lose the connection.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me. Megan Pryor in the chat has this right. I agree with this. Varen explains to Lan that it's a miracle Moraine is still functioning. The only reason she's still functioning is because she's Moraine. Like to me, it's very obvious that Varen knows that Moraine is cut off from the One Power. Personally,
she's very perceptive. Like I know Alana and her warders for sure don't know.
Alana and her warders don't seem like they know.
Right. They don't know. Varen might. I'm still not 100% on it though because I think when she gave that speech, it was no, this is from the show. Yeah, there's no spoilers.
I have something to say. And I don't want to miss it.
You have to say what book it's from before you put your hand up.
Yeah.
What book is it from?
I don't know. So I'm gonna just allude to it, and you can help me out. So there's someone that's a dark friend that's a surprise.
Okay, so let's say Gathering Storm, spoilers, that's book 12. Book 12, close your ears if you don't want any spoilers for book 12. Winespring will put her hand down when she's done spoiling. Go ahead.
Okay, so Ishi's the one that did something to Moraine. So Varen could be in the know because Ishi told her.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. Are we done spoiling? That's true. That could be. It's a simple thought.
It's very simple.
That is very true.
Okay. Yeah.
Like I said, I'm listening to it a little bit differently, I guess, in my head.
Because I think you are. Yeah.
No, but I mean, the big thing about it is, and the big arrow for me is that everybody's treating Lan like he's on suicide watch, and nobody's treating Moraine that way. And for an Aes Sedai to be stilled, they would be treating her a completely different way. To me, it almost looks like there's a tiff between Lan and Moraine, and she's going and getting her water, and she's doing that as a way to keep from communicating with him. Right?
Yeah,
now, granted,
show her independence.
Yeah,
okay. All right.
It mirrors the activity of having, like they say in the books, when you have repetitive actions and things that you do, tasks that keep you going.
Routine. Yeah,
routine. Thank you. And it's just the wording has been very iffy for me. So that's just my thing. Anyways, that's it.
All right, we got to move on.
Yeah.
So let's go to Perrin. We haven't talked about him amongst ourselves
Perrin.
yet. I am in love with this Elias dynamic, and I'm excited that we have our Wolfie side quest. How are we feeling? Winespring, thoughts?
Super fun. I really appreciate how Elias communicates with Perrin. When Perrin's like, am I going to turn into one of them? And he's just like, don't be stupid. It was perfect.
Such a good line.
It was a really good line. Don't be
I'm
stupid.
I'm looking forward to that kind of that banter back and forth there. Yeah.
You mentioned that line. The best part about that line is it goes straight to the fans like myself who have been saying, oh my God, this is like a Wolfman.
Yes. They're like, don't be stupid, Tavern.
Right? That's fine. Listen, I don't have a problem getting burned like that if it's for the greater good of the show. Completely 100%. Yes, take me down 20 notches. I'm fine with that.
Mhm.
Just stop with the Wolfman shit.
Mhm.
Out.
Okay.
Well, we see Elias like with blood all over his face after he attacked one of the Shania soldiers.
Yeah, that was
he didn't use his fist. He used his mouth like a wolf. So I mean, there's a little bit of wolfiness.
Oh God, random Noman, that's such a cool comment. Elias treats Perrin like an old wolf would teach a young wolf. That's really kind of amazing, honestly. All right, I'm sorry, real quick, opening up a giveaway. If you're interested, I've got the little Kritter XD sticker.
Yay!
So opening it up now, and it'll tell you how to enter when I open it. Ready, go. Okay, we'll give it like 5 minutes. Exclamation point raffle is how you join. No spaces. Okay, keep going. My bad.
The other cool thing about the Elias with the blood on him, I just thought about this, is could they be replacing the one scene in the books where he goes to that town and they have that one guy they have him locked up, right? And he sees and he sees the feral side of Elias eating raw meat and attacking people with his mouth, and maybe they've replaced Gnome with Elias as well. So here an Gnome with Elias.
So Perrin's kind of like, I don't want to get that far.
Yes.
Wolfy.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's interesting. Yeah. I kind of hope we get the. Okay, Dana Lou's agreeing with you. Like
That's a first.
She
no,
thinks.
I'm just kidding. I love you, Zool.
Hey, Dana Lou.
Yeah. Yeah. So okay, like that's an interesting thought. It was surprising to me to see the blood on his mouth.
Yeah.
I didn't expect that.
Yeah.
So I think
brutal.
A reason for them to do that could be what you think. You might
and if you go back to the freaking Dark Friends social, they compared Trollocs to monsters, and the Trolloc had a bloody face.
So Perrin's gonna associate.
Well, Perrin wasn't there, but I'm just saying they're trying to put in the viewer's mind that bloody face around the mouth kind of thing is monstrous or whatever.
Maybe they give off a really honorable vibe, though. Like Elias gives off
Elias does.
No, Elias gives off a very honorable, almost like noble wildness maybe vibe.
Yeah,
like kind of the older wolf teaching the younger wolf. Yeah, like Random said. Like that
exactly.
Really well
like Random said. It's it's good stuff for me. I do wonder if Perrin still has Ishamael's comments in the back of his mind where he said, the more wolf you get, the closer you get to me or whatever.
Yeah.
He didn't bring that up in his conversation with Elias, and he did seem to be like content and happy, and how could you not be with Hopper right next to you? Let me actually pull up a Hopper screen grab, because that's what we want in life. There we go.
He was definitely watching the raw meat being eaten, though. So.
He was kind of like...
he was eyeballing.
But he was happy.
Or was he eyeballing it because he wants
wanted it?
Maybe he's actually, maybe that's why he was checking it out. Like, why am I cooking this? That looks more delicious.
And maybe he was happy because he was with his pack.
That's what I mean. Like, he seems good. He doesn't seem like he thinks, okay, here, we got a Hopper's reveal here, just playing it for a second.
Well, there's like this other level of communication happening.
Yeah.
Like he's communicating in multiple ways, like naturally. He's knowing himself more.
Yeah.
And Elias told him in the previous, this is not, they aren't your pack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's happy when he's with his. Yeah.
Yeah. I love that.
When he came up with his name, that was so cute. I loved it. Sorry.
Elias is like close enough. Like, what else could it be other than Hopper? Like,
Perrin is smart. Yeah, he doesn't seem like Ishamael seems like the farthest thing from his mind right here, in my opinion.
And can we just kudos to the fucking eyes turning yellow more and more?
Yeah,
it's good stuff.
Come on,
it's really well done.
He looks so good when the eyes are yellow.
I agree.
Maybe they'll leave it eventually.
Well, somebody earlier in the chat said they think Elias's look like contacts, whereas Perrin's look CGI. Do you agree with that?
They have to be, because Elias is wearing them all the time.
Yeah.
Parents go in and out. They're not going to stop to cut a scene just to put contacts in and take them back out.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah.
So, his are definitely CGI.
Okay.
Like, so not like a power level situation.
Yeah.
Coming through with the eyes. Okay.
I think they look really good. The eyes, I think I like the way that we kind of already talked about the visions with Meredith a little bit. I appreciate how they decided to do those. Okay, sorry, I'm like trying to speed through this because it's already 9:30 and that's usually where we end the stream, but we haven't talked about Matt and Min yet. So how do we feel about... Oh, and I guess we talked about it with Meredith, though, the Leandrin reveal. And that came straight out of the book.
Yeah.
So it was like, oh, this is happening. Amazing.
Yeah.
The only thing I say about Leandrin is when she's coming out of the shadows, it's like her
outfit.
And she notices Elaine and Egwene. Her outfit goes from black and transitions to red. And it's so well done. Yeah. I mean, the transition is so smooth. At one point, she's standing there.
Everything with her
and it's half and half.
Everything.
Yeah, at one point she stops and it's just half and half. And I'm like, God damn, that's good.
Yeah. Sharon Gillam.
It was worth the 2-year wait.
Agreed. The costume designer actually mentioned that. Like, it was, I believe, it was on Instagram. She mentioned how Leandrin's clothing has gone from like a brighter red to a darker red as like time has gone on, and that was fully intentional.
Like my robe from the Wheel of Time.
Yeah, there you go. Like
that starts turning black. We have a problem.
Oh yeah. It shows up black one day, and we're like.
Oh my God, that'd be hilarious.
Okay,
that would be the funniest freaking trick.
So we can all agree that the Leandrin, Nynaeve, Elaine, all of that was pretty great, book accurate. Can't wait to see / terrified to see what happens next episode.
Also, the best line in the best line in the episode.
You're a complication.
You are a complication.
Yeah,
I'm gonna use that everywhere.
All right, I'm gonna close the giveaway in 1 minute. So just so you're all aware, that's happening very soon. Exclamation point raffle, no spaces. Okay, if Winespring ends up being black, no, it was Dana Luhu. It was the lighting.
What?
It was the lighting that changed. She kind of stepped out of the shadows, and at first she was in the shadows, and therefore, because of how dark the red is, it looked black. And then it kind of transitioned into like, oh, Elaine's like it just kind of came out of the shadows and went red again. So that was like what we were talking about.
Yeah, it's just like when Sharam is in the accepted chamber, when they first walk in, her outfit is so dark that it looks black, and then the light makes it a little bit blue.
Yeah,
so it's pretty cool.
Lots of light tricks and whatnot going on that make you wonder what the F is happening. Okay, so we're going to close the raffle. Close giveaway.
Raffle closing.
Picking winner in 3, 2, 1. Brandy K, what's up?
Hey!
You're amazing. You've been contributing so much to the chat today. I think you've really earned it. So congratulations on
Glad you're here.
Yeah, please DM me on Twitter or on Discord. My Discord, like my whole Discord information is in the description of this video, or I'm Egwene Elviger on Twitter. Give me a little DM. I still am waiting on a couple of addresses from past giveaways. If that's you, send me your dang address, then I'll get you your sticker. We're going to do one more sticker, and we're going to talk about Matt, and then we're going to close the stream. So we're going to reset.
Okay.
We're going
while you're doing the sticker thing,
open giveaway and re-enter, fam. Okay.
Do you feel, one last Leandrin question, do you feel that Leandrin was being sincere when she was sitting there talking to Nynaeve, and Nynaeve, had said, I lost my child, and she was like, I'm sorry. It's so hard to tell with her.
I think that Leandrin is either the best actress on Randland, or she legitimately cares about Nynaeve and doesn't and thought it's like she wanted her to be her like dark friend apprentice, but
like
she wanted her to be her Padawan, but then like she got orders from above that like no, there were other plans. That's what I think. Like,
or it's kind of both. Like she knows it's better and it comes off more sincere to use the truth to get what you want to manipulate. So she is speaking the truth, but she's doing it with, manipulative motivations.
Okay. Yeah, I like that. She's saying, yeah, I think that's good. Okay, let's talk about Matt really quickly.
Matt.
All right, we only had a minute of Matt, and I guess, like, it's more Min than it is Matt, really. So,
Minute Matt.
It's Min Mac.
Minute Matt.
I think Matt Donal is an amazing Matt, and every episode I get more and more sure of that assessment. How do we feel?
100% concur.
Winespring? Are you not it? You're disagreeing here?
Black
Repeat yourself one more
Aja.
time.
Okay,
Black Aja.
I think every episode Donal is proving himself to be more and more a true Matt Coffin. Do you agree or disagree, and why?
Thinking about how he's dicing with men.
Uh-huh.
He's still kind of losing. Can't help himself.
Yeah.
He's got the body language coming through loud with how he's leaning.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
Slouching.
he's definitely doing good. Yeah, man, his body language. That actor is phenomenal for Matt. So yeah, I think he's doing a great job.
Okay. Wow. I thought the way you had your face, I was like, are you gonna disagree with me right now?
Her robe was about to go into shadow, and I was going to have some issues.
My biggest complaint with Matt so far this season has been not enough Matt. Like, screen time, way too low. Way too low.
We're going to get so much later. So it's going to completely make up for it.
Fingers crossed. I have spoilers.
Yes.
For what book? You have to say what book.
I don't freaking know.
I'm so bad at that, too.
Give me like, the vibe.
Ebu Dar. Like, later Ebu Dar.
Is that book 4? No, that's Tenchiko.
Yeah.
Ebu Dar's... oh shoot, that one's actually really rough. Is that book 7? Somebody help me.
Something like that.
Let's say 8 just to be safe. Book 8.
All right.
Book 8.
Spoilers. Book 8. So
okay, book 7 says Xenalu. Look at me, I nailed it. Kind of.
So cover your ears.
Book 7 spoilers.
My hands up.
Okay.
The cool thing I like about this Matt Min pairing, right?
Your hand is like not even visible on the screen. Scoot it over towards your face. Towards your face. Yeah. Thank you.
I can see it.
I know you can. It's,
yeah. Okay. How's this?
Perfect.
So, I like the Min Matt pairing because it shows that Matt can have a relationship with a female that's platonic, which we see later on when Little Miss Silverbow shows up.
Oh, yeah. This is giving those vibes.
Yeah, this gives those vibes so much.
Matt and Min give you the platonic vibes?
Like,
yeah.
Well,
no, he wanted to share a room.
Well, right.
Listen, but listen, Matt's always going to try to get in somebody's pants.
Yeah.
Right?
But it's platonic.
But it's platonic because Milk.
It's just one night, whatever.
But Min is pushing him off. That's just too, but they've just met too. But when Brigitte shows up and they start hanging out together, it's the same kind of vibe. They're joking around, and that kind of stuff.
You're right.
Yeah. Anyways, hands down.
Love it. So yeah, we're all liking Matt. We want more of Matt. And the chat is right. We have seen him with the Ashandari spear later, like in the little clip. So something to look forward to.
That's right.
I would love to be Matt's friend. I would punch him in the face, not punch him. I would give him a little one of these every time he was annoying with like a barmaid, because he was all the time. But it would still be a fun
platonic pants.
Platonic pants. Oh yeah, Matt and Aludra is not platonic. Oh, shoot, spoilers. But that one's very big. That one's really big.
Yeah, that one's huge.
And it's not like, well, no spoilers. Okay, we need spoiler headbands. That would be hilarious. That would just pop them on. I could have like little graphics that I popped up. That would be a lot of work, but I could do it. Okay, one last thing before we end the stream. Exclamation point raffle. I'm gonna give it one more minute. Let's talk about Min and Ishii. Do you think she's taking Matt to Carrion? Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you about that.
Okay.
No, I was gonna bring it up.
Here we are. Nailed it.
Because we've talked about before how Matt gets to Falm, right? Because we know he's gonna end up there.
Yes. Yeah.
So, and I was thinking, well, maybe they leave the tower and they meet up with Doman somewhere, and take the boat down. Mm-hmm. Because that whole thing happens where he goes in the shallows and he gets.
I've got a new theory.
Again, and right. So, but we also know that there's screenshots of Rand with torches leading some people to the way or a gateway or a portal or something. So maybe they've reunited by then. Is that what you're trying to?
Yeah.
Where you were heading?
I think they're gonna take a portal stone and or gateway from Carrion to Falm. And
yeah.
I've got my fingers and toes crossed that stabbing scene we saw, Matt stabbing Rand, is going to be a flicker. I had no hope that flicker was going to happen this season.
I've been calling flicker the whole time.
I have more hope now. I've got a bit of hope because of that Min vision. Like, I don't know how else that can happen.
Well, people have been talking about that they made that pact, right? That if either one of them could ever channel it, the other one would, take them out, basically.
Yeah.
And so people were saying, well, maybe that was a vision because, they had that pact, but it was never mentioned in the show that I recall.
Yeah.
So your theory about the flicker is, I like it more. I like that theory more. And I know that I've always said that I think we're going to get a flicker. I just didn't know how they were going to put it in or where they were going to put it in. But your little theory works amazingly well.
Also, look how pretty my nails are.
They are.
Oh my gosh, I know. I love them.
Aren't they fun?
Love
okay.
Hashtag flicker hope.
Hashtag flicker hope.
So we're talking about Ishii and Min, right? Okay, so he says to her, "Open your eyes. What do you see? It's wonderful, isn't it? Seeing nothing, no longer being a carnival attraction." I think he is really luring her in, and she's gonna fall for it for a little bit. But the travel that her and Matt are gonna go on, she's really gonna decide not to hurt Matt. And then I like your direction that it's going to film.
Flicker.
Yeah.
I see the suggestion in the chat that we go full spoilers in the chat, and I think I'm going to, because we do have some first-time readers, I think full spoilers are fine. Just everyone, please put the book you're about to spoil in front of the spoilers so people can avert their eyes. I think that's the best solution to enable discourse while still giving people a warning before you fully spoil stuff. Yeah, be respectful, but you could talk about it. And I think that'll be, I'll make that clear before next time. Once we go full spoilers, that it is full spoilers, but just flag anything past Shadow Rising. That's going to be my policy, and I hope that's okay with everyone. If you hate it, feel free to let me know. I'm always open to suggestions. All right, I'm going to close this giveaway. Let's see what's up. Okay, 3, 2, 1, close giveaway. Pick winner. Lanfier's Bow, what's up?
Hey,
thank you. You're amazing. Congratulations. You're welcome. There's so much to go into this, but you've been in the chat really diligently today too. So we appreciate you, and I'm happy that you get your little Kritter XD sticker.
XD sticker. Okay. I got a Kritter XD tattoo.
You got a Kritter XD tattoo.
Where is it, Tavern? Where's the tattoo?
I got drunk on the cruise and
Shut up.
I got a tramp stamp.
A tramp.
Show us. Show us right now.
My signature. Amazing. Okay.
I'm waiting for my next cruise so I can get a Wine Spring one.
Oh, perfect.
Where would that one go?
I have no idea.
The neck.
Right.
Wine Spring Cafe.
This is Wine Spring Cafe.
Okay. This went just a little bit over than we expected, but we always do when we close out. Pixar didn't happen. Show us that tramp stamp.
Nobody wants to see that picture. I'm just telling you right now.
Before we close every Wheel and Chill show, if you're not familiar, we always have parting thoughts, final thoughts. It can be about the episode. It can be about what's coming up in the season. Okay. It could be about our daily lives, whatever we want. Who wants to go first? I usually call somebody out, but I'm
gonna do it.
Yeah, Wine Spring, let's do it.
Okay. I want to bring up a line that Leandrin said because I love Leandrin, so I'm just gonna bring her back in.
Why would you not?
She said, "The 3 truths bind us to speak the truth to others, not to ourselves."
Yeah.
And that was such a powerful line, from Leandrin. Yeah. So I just wanted to call that out. Deep. Yeah. Probably maybe the best line actually from this episode to me.
Wow. Okay, and I'm gonna let Tavern go in a moment, but I will remind everyone that the reason we have amazing lines like that is because of the writers.
Yes,
And so once again, I've got links in the description of this video if you want to donate to the Entertainment Community Fund, which is helping support the writers and the actors who are currently on strike and in between paychecks. Obviously, if you don't have the means, please don't feel pressured. It's just something you can do if you feel like it. Mad respect to the writers is all I'm saying.
Yes.
Tavern, you go ahead.
First of all, mad respect to the writers.
Yeah.
And that is the only reason that I feel okay about you Kanyeing me right now.
Sorry, it was a perfect opportunity.
Tavern, I'm going to let you talk.
I'm going to let you talk. Let me talk first.
But Wine Spring had the best album.
Of all time.
All right, so.
Put it on your neck.
Final thoughts. And I'm going to try to not be spoilery with this because it is a spoiler, and I don't remember. I think it's book 7 as well.
Hold up the hand.
I don't want. Oh. All right, I'll do it this way. The final scene we got in this episode, of course, where Moraine Cuisinart's Lanfear for a minute, right?
Yep.
The Ronco Decapitator. It slices, it dices. Anyways, I think is how they're going to set up the animosity between Moraine and Lanfear that will lead to that unexpected death at the end of season 3.
Mm-hmm.
That they
mentioned. that Rafe mentioned?
Yeah, well, yeah. No, I think it was the costume lady mentioned that they were reading the scripts. Or no, maybe Rafe did.
I think it was
Rafe.
Rafe was talking about other people
Earlier.
reading the scripts and being like, okay.
So yeah, I think those two, are connected.
Interesting. Okay. Amazing.
Because Lanfear is going to be pissed.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
She almost had Rand. Like
So we're talking about a showdown hoedown. What is that from?
Hoedown.
It's from
Showdown hoedown.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? It's from a that's
Book 5. Thank you, Dana Lou.
It's a
We should hire
song.
Dana
You
Lou.
are on it.
We need to hire her.
It's
A trophy for Dana Lou.
it's a like a song from a YouTube video that I liked in college. Or maybe it was Bro Down Hoedown. Either way, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
You're welcome, confessors today.
I will say that the Wheel and Chill show is going to be on every single Monday while the show is airing. I appreciate everybody here that's been in the chat, that's been contributing to the chat, that's just been silently lurking. Tavern, Winespring, you've been amazing as always. Meredith isn't here anymore, and she probably isn't watching because hashtag what eats. Meredith is because she's not spoiler girly. She's a show only person. So thank you, Meredith, wherever you are, whatever you're doing. And I'll just say that final scene in episode 4 was so much fun to watch. That the pace.
Jeez.
As a book, I feel like I keep saying this, but as a book reader, the fact that they can still surprise me has been one of the funnest things that I didn't really predict coming into the show. Right, coming into the show, I was like, oh, it'll just be a Wheel of Time show, and I assumed it would be relatively, but not perfectly accurate. I didn't expect all the twists and turns that we've been getting, and I've been loving them. I think they're. By Winespring, so much fun. And so
get out.
And so yeah, it's just been great. I hope that you all are having equally a nice time with that. Wow, that's weird that you came in over here.
It was so fast.
She just vanished. And yeah, so I hope I feel like if you're in the chat, you're probably on the same page as me, that you don't just absolutely despise what's happening and the changes. I do think that we're going to end up in Fall, everybody, and it's going to be this big fun party, like Avengers Assemble style, and I can't wait. That's something I'm so excited for.
They've given us a pretty decent fight in every episode.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, granted, even episode 3 with all the Nynaeve stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's going to be a lot more.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Sick. Thank you all for being here. We got to get out of here. Sick. Don't forget to DM me if you won things, probably on Discord or on Twitter. If you haven't DM'd me yet from past weeks, please do it so I can get you your stickers. And we will be back next week, Monday. And also, my mid-season review is probably coming out tomorrow or the next day. So keep an eye on my YouTube channel for my mid-season review. I don't know sign language, but I appreciate that.
I think I did it.
Okay, I keep talking. That's gonna be it. Bye everyone. Thank you so much for being here.